that the people that don't know, in traditional Aboriginal culture, when other tribes come to do any ceremonies, what we did was we spoke them, because everybody has different auras, and you might have had a blow with your partner or your kids or whatever, and you come in a foul mood, and so cleansing is about taking away those sorts of things and calming you down. So we gathered here today on the land of the Warragul Kurnai clans, which runs from Drouin all the way down to the other side of the valley, and it's one of the 5 Kurnai clans, and so I'd like to pay my respects to my ancestors, past and present, and hope that, and emerging I should say, and hope that today you have a really good day. I'm glad that it's not raining for you, and may the best team win. Well done. Better tell you that if we start outside, if you come down and grab some smoke and then go back and stand or go where you need to go, that'll be okay. Okay?
Both sides have put on two very good teams on the park this afternoon for us to get out here. It's just interesting to note then too with the umpires, we've got a lookalike for Daniel Siddle, who used to play at Morwell. He's a spitting image in him. Unfortunately, he's only 5'5", this bloke. Daniel's about 6'3", but just sort of throw that in there while I thought about it too. But no, a great crowd building up here this afternoon. Conditions are perfect, and looking forward to a great game, Scotty.
Yeah, it's good, mate. It's unusual that we do lookalikes on radio, Box, but it's
no, for
unusual.
me, it's only just for me, but hopefully Daniel's listening so he knows that he has got a twin out there.
Fair enough, indeed. And Beast, you'd be familiar with his work as well. How good is the lookalike?
Yeah, look, I can't see it myself, but anyway, Box might have had a nice night last night. He might have the goggles on, but I can't see that. But anyway, we are looking forward to an absolute cracker here today down at Drouin. Crowd is building as we expected, so it's going to be a great game.
I tell you what I love when the thirds boys get behind the goals in their ute and they just park up down there and say, righto, kick the balls down to us and we'll cheer the goals. But I did a little bit of research, would you believe it? And Liam Gather played here a couple of weeks ago and the ball went through the nets. They made the Liam Gather player jump the fence and get the footy himself. A lot of them sat there and said, Sodge, you can go and get the prune on your own. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye out for that this week, Box.
Why wouldn't you do that at all?
Yeah, I rate that.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun and games, Paul. I'm sure you haven't got any stats for that, but I'm sure you've got some brilliant stats to bring to us throughout the course of the day today.
Well, looking forward to it, Scotty. Love these neighbourhood rivalries, and the Gippsland League is really blessed with them. You know, Lee and Gatta-Wonthaggi, this one, any combination of Moe Morwell, Traralgon, Sale, Maffra, obviously the Battle of the Birds. Throw Bairnsdale in against one of those Eastern two as well, and you've got some great rivalries, and there's none better than this one as well. So and the crowd comes out for it. I mean, they deliberately put it on the Sunday so that people can go off to their Allenbank games on the Saturday, the West Gippsland games, and then come along and enjoy a day at either the Western Park Warragul or here today at the Drouin Rec Reserve. So they're great sort of games, and they're really good community games and great community clubs. And
really season-defining game for both clubs here. I think B spoke a little bit earlier about the need for both of these sides to get the 4 points to stay in touch, but I think as much as stay in touch for this year, these are the games that you want to build a rivalry on and you want to build a club character on, Box. You want to get people enthused and excited for these local derbies, and you really see the best of the good players.
And you do, and it gives you more ground to use for leverage later on down the year when you can talk to incoming players for the future to talk about what you've done during the year. And games like this are those talking points, especially when you're trying to recruit players as well, and what you've done and who you've knocked off during the year as well. Like yesterday, Sale, their backs were against the wall, and they really tested their depth, and we saw their reserve side get quite beat quite easily, and then to do what they did in the seniors yesterday, this is quite capable of Drouin doing today as well. I mean, they did it last time, the first time around, and you've got to remember too, last time around we finished the game off with, well, we won't say it was a controversy, it was huge. It was a collision at the end of the game with the last 15 seconds, and we saw Mitch Cotter suffer concussion. He was out for a couple of weeks there too, and his teammate, who we can't remember who it was, fractured his cheekbone or broke his jaw, either or in that collision as well, but which really dampened the fact that Drouin were celebrating the big win they had and the comeback they had. So there's always something at these games that you can talk about down the track.
Yeah, no, you're spot on, Box. And I just wanted to make a mention of, you talked about before around having these Sunday games, the local derbies or derbies, whatever we're calling them. And it's a good way to recruit players. To bring in a player that you potentially want to bring in, or a coach, even if you want to do that as well, for a potential recruit. We done it 10 years ago now, over 10 years ago with Harmit Singh. He came to a Morwell Traralgon game, so obviously a lot of feeling in that game. He took on the coaching role and banged 2 premierships. So it can definitely do that, and top games like this, they'll go hard at it, and it'll be definitely a good spectacle.
And you've brought up an interesting point there, and it'd be remiss of us not to defer to the teacher on the topic. Are we at a Western Derby or a Western Derby, Paul?
Depends what college or institution you attended.
Well, some of the institutions the Box went to don't exist anymore, and there's a couple that he doesn't mention.
That's very true. My school's shut down, the one that I went to in Geelong, but I still think it's the Derby. I'm a Derby man, so we'll call it the local Derby.
I'm happy with that.
Well, I think I went with Derby because that's what they call it over in WA when the Dockers play the Eagles, but Derby it is, as in the VRC Derby.
I like it.
Exactly right.
I think
do
they
like
actually
that.
refer to this as the Western Derby, yeah.
The Western Derby is definitely here too. And just quickly, want to quickly touch on those thirds players behind. They've even brought their own umbrella. They've got an umbrella. They've got a beer umbrella. We won't mention what the logo is up top, but it is fantastic to see. And I reckon they're going to get very, very rowdy as the games gets closer. But I will see both teams are in their huddles now, going through their final speeches as players as well. And obviously the crowd's enormous here this afternoon. We actually couldn't even get a car park. Poor old Scotty had to walk about 3 Ks and he was feeling the pinch by the time he got here. But we're here now, and we've got the best seat in the house too, so looking forward to a big afternoon.
Tell you what, don't worry about just the umbrella they've got up down there. They've managed to bring in a couple of couches on the back of the ute as well. Now, Paul Carter was here at 11:30 this morning. I reckon those guys have been here since about 10:30 yesterday to procure that spot, and they are going to be in for a cracking afternoon.
Well, I came in here at the end of a quite spirited thirds match where there was a little bit of difference of opinion on the final siren, but all got settled and hands were shaken as they went off the ground. And I think the boys have showered and got themselves ready for a really good afternoon. Really missed the old-fashioned cheer squads and the streamers and the floggers, as they called them back then. But that is what it sort of looks a bit like up the back there anyway. It looks like a great cheer squad for the Drouin Hawks.
They had a box of cashier roll registers to throw out there every time someone kicks a goal, maybe, just to really set the scene for you, Paul. So about to get things underway here. As expected, the two big boys go into the middle. It's Johnston in the ruck for Drouin, and he'll go up against Smart of Warragul. Who else can we see in there? It looks like Aidan Quirk's in there, and he's going to go head-to-head with Jack Lucy by the looks of things, Beast.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think Lucy was my man for the day. So he's obviously starting in the midfield, which would be massive for Warragul. Looks clearly like him and Hobbs clearly want to get on top first again in this clash here down at Drouin. So expect Warragul to be really on top in the midfield to start up.
And Hobbs has gone to Marshall by the looks of things, and Hefford, the Warragul captain's got the big job on Mitch Cotter as we get ready to get things underway here. So the umpire's got the ball in the air. I'm about to get things underway here thanks to Virtue Homes. Gippsland live action, Drouin v Warragul, a game on, and it's Cotter with the first clearance, but he can't quite get his foot to it. Goes back towards Marshall, he hacks the ball up towards the half-forward line. It sits on its end, no one able to take it cleanly. Cotter goes back in again, he's already been near the footy a couple of times. Handball out there, picks up Marshall. Marshall then flicks a handball on there to a teammate in Williams, and Williams goes forward, but the mark's cut off down there by Masterson of Warragul across half-back, and he turns defence into attack. But I'll tell you what else he does, Box, he turns the footy over straight away, and Drouin have now got on the half-back flank themselves.
Yeah, that was Isaac Wallace, took the mark there on the half-back line there for Drouin. He's been told to play on by the umpire. He just chips it out wide, finds his team out wide, goes short, finds out far Marshall. Marshall's out there on the wing. He chips the ball around. They're happy to just chip the ball around at the moment now, Drouin. Marked again there. Brings the ball back inside. The first time inside 50, not quite. And the mark there did taken well there. Is it Masterson there for Drouin? It's not. For Warragul, it is definitely Siddle.
Well, you'll find Masterson's got the footy now. The two of them out there in long sleeves just to make things really hard for us. And Masterson moves the ball laterally, comes inside, and he finds a bloke whose name we'll say a lot today in Lucy. He's got a dangerous kick to centre half back where Smart's beaten to the footy. Numbers favour Drouin. Papley picks it up and shoots a handball out to Cotter. Cotter's been hot. He snaps around the corner, but it looks like it'll be coming straight back over his head. No, really strong contest brings the ball to ground. No one can pick it up at ground level initially. Warragul got the weight of numbers, but a strong tackle laid in there by Drouin, and they'll see a forward 50 stoppage. That tackle there was put on by Caden Wamsley by the looks of things, who trots back to the goal square. So he tossed the ball up about 40 out directly in front of the Drouin goal. No one's yet to score on the Virtue Homes scoreboard. Marshall perhaps taken without it, but the umpire says play on, so that's exactly what Drouin do. Hack the ball to the dangerous spot at the top of the square. Numbers from both sides around the footy. Stacks on the mill. The umpire circles, and he'll ball this one up box 20 metres out directly in front of that Drouin cheer squad.
Yeah, great work there by Hancock for Drouin. Just got the ball into a contest. He's in the ruck there with Smart. Smart wins the ball down. No one in particular. Masters is really tackled hard, isn't he?
He's in trouble, I think, Box.
He's in a little trouble here as well, where we've just seen a little bit of argy-bargy. Guys have come in to support their teammate. The umpire's trying to get control here. The umpire's actually called...
Oh, he's yellow.
He's got a yellow card. He's called a yellow card for the tackle. You can just only say it is for the tackle.
And as we did predict too pre-game, that Masterson is going to look to zone off, and he already has done that already early in this first quarter.
So with 2.5 minutes played on the Virtue scoreboard, it's Drouin down to 17 men for the next 10 minutes with the yellow card. And the other umpire coming over just to remind him it was a yellow card. I'm not sure he needed to see it twice, did he, Paul?
No, I don't think so. I think he got the message.
So meanwhile, back at the ranch, Warragul with the footy, moved the ball into the back pocket. Lead comes down towards here in front of the commentary box, and a sliding mark attempted down there, not completed, and the ball goes out of bounds.
That's Cody Fleming, he's come off.
So Cody Fleming was sent off, and Mitch Cotter's back into it here with Hobbs.
There's already a bit of feeling in this game, boys. It's great to see.
So the umpire will toss this one in, 60 metres around from the Drouin goal. Gets a nice little bit of arc on it. The umpire pays a free kick, and it's a ruck free kick, so it's absolute guesswork to me. No, it's off the ball free kick, and it'll go to Hobbs, and Hobbs will play on through the middle to Lucy. Lucy's got runners inside, but he's a better kick than he is handball, and now he puts it on the foot and finds a target who's hit over the top of the bonce, and the umpire says not to worry, play on. Easy for him to say, he didn't get whacked in the head. The Stacks on the mill in the centre circle, and we'll have a ball up, 3.5 minutes played, no one yet to score.
And there's some definite feeling in the game at the moment there too, and we know there's always going to be. The umpire throwing the yellow card may try and get the control that way, but when you've got that feeling with his crosstown rivals, you never know. Smart with Johnson, gets it down again. Hobbs tackled, played for the free kick, didn't. Smart nearly took his Drouin's opponent head off. But they've got the ball out wide, and then was picked off there by Raso. He's kick inside 50. It doesn't go really anywhere particular, and it's just going to run out of bounds. In the forward pocket here at Drouin Rec Reserve. Both teams have been playing now 4 minutes and no score yet as well. We've had a send-off already too. So we've had a little bit of everything so far.
If Drouin can manage to just keep the ball in their half for this first 15 minutes, they're going to actually win this quarter with one less player.
So the tap comes down, and it's beautifully taken by Lucy on the handball receive. He takes an eternity to get rid of the footy, and he's drilled in a tackle at the top of the goal square, and a wonderful tackle it was. He looked like he had all day, but he did not. And it'll be Caden Walmsley to go back and have the first shot on goal from about 18 metres out directly in front box. I reckon this one's in the book.
Yeah, he's been in everything already, Walmsley. We've caught him a couple of times, but that tackle was perfect. Lucy just probably didn't have enough talk behind the play, Beast.
No, he looked like he didn't actually have a great awareness at all, and then Walmsley just absolutely pounced on him.
Walmsley's the under-16 captain, by the way, guys.
Well, there you go, our first goal of the afternoon, and the crowd behind the goals let us know as well. Now, Walmsley was being rewarded for effort. And that gives Drouin their first goal of the afternoon thanks to Virtue Home scoreboard.
And it's taken just over 5 minutes for the first score to come, and on that Virtue Home scoreboard, and Drouin are 1 goal straight, 6 leading Warragul, who are yet to score.
Their attack on the footy, Drouin, I wonder if that was just a bit of a focus point for them pre-game, because their attack on the footy has been far above Warragul. Hence we see them getting first hands on the footy and going forward so many times. I don't think the ball's gone past halfway for Warragul yet.
No, they haven't got into their forward 50 at all.
So it'll be Smart up against Johnson to get things underway again. Nearly 6 minutes played here on the Virtue Home scoreboard. First quarter action, Gippsland League live. And the big fella from Warragul gets right over the top, but his tap is sharked. And the sling tackle's been paid, and Drouin will take advantage of that, and they'll kick the ball forward straight away through Wallace. His kick goes up in the direction of Casson, who marks just outside 50. Open forward 50 as the boys get in the centre circle. Meanwhile, Mark's been taken 35 metres out directly in front of the Drouin goal, and they'll have a chance to go up 2 goals to zip box.
I'll give you a bit of a quick update here. It was Hobbs and Cotter were going for it as well, and there was a fair bit gone. Now, I'll be surprised if there's not another yellow card here as well. It will be for another sling tackle with the ball 50 metres away, so it would be interesting to see how the umpire calls this one.
Well, I mean, he called a yellow card very early, Box. He doesn't really look like he's going to do anything with this one and just let the boys go.
And the boys behind the goals let us know all about it again. Number 2 in the book, and it's number 2 for number 2. The kid's on fire, Paul Carter.
He certainly is. The under-16 captain, Caden Walmsley, has got 2 goals in the first 7 minutes of play on the Virtue Home scoreboard. That is the score. Drouin, 2 goals straight, 12. Warragul yet to score.
You'll be the king at school tomorrow, Beast.
Absolutely, he will be, the young fella. And it's great to see, too, a young, good player like that stepping up on a local derby or derby. 2 goals to start the game. Fantastic effort for him.
Righto, Box, see if you can get a clearance for Warragul here. They desperately need one.
Definitely do. Smart and Johnson again. He's a little bit off the ball again. The umpire's caught a free kick, and it was for, looks like a centre ground infringement there too, and it was against young Zane Atkins there of Warragul, so it's going to go to Drouin. Johnson's got the ball as well. He brings the ball out once. Yep, and Atkins. So the ball's just marked out here on the true wing. Drouin drive the ball back inside 50. Great mark there too. And it was well taken there by Ed Morris, just on the 50 line. He looks inboard, kicks to the top of the square, but there for Warragul to cut it all off. Again, ever reliable Sean Masterson. So Masterson is deep in his defensive 50, right on the goal line. just chips it in short, tries to get a little bit more control here, and that was Tom Stern. Stern, he pushes it out wide. His kick was intercepted there too by Marshall. Close to the boundary line. They've still kept it inside play. The umpire hasn't. We've got a boundaries throw in.
And a pat on the back to us too, Box. We actually got Stern's name right this week.
We did, and we'll keep the Stern family happy. We didn't last time anyway.
So they'll ball this one in, 55 around from the Drouin goal. They lead 2 goals straight to Warragul yet to score. And it's Johnson getting the tap down towards Quirk, but Lucy sharks it. He shoots a handball off to a teammate there in Moore. Moore gets the ball further afield, and it's up towards the centre circle where it hits the deck, and we're off to the races. Who wants it the most? Is it Isaac Wallace? It looks like it is, but he's wrapped up in a tackle, and the umpire will come in and we'll ball this one up. Right in the centre circle where action kicked off 8.5 minutes ago, but since then, Drouin have kicked a couple of goals. Warragul yet to go forward. Smart gets a tap down again, but only as far there as Casson. Casson pops a handball over to a teammate in licorice all sorts, and he's wrapped up in a tackle straight away. And the umpire says, holding the footy. And Warragul will take the free kick, and that free kick will go to Levi Moore. Moore goes wide. They're going to follow Drouin's playbook here, Box, by chipping the ball short. Lucy now with it, and he goes short again. That's too short because didn't actually get to his teammate on the full. Marshall lays a big tackle, and Drouin's intensity and numbers around the footy win out again. They've got the ball here through Quirk, and that's Aidan Quirk in the middle of the ground. He finds a teammate on the drive-by, and the kick goes to a one-on-one forward of the footy. Saddington flies, brings it to ground. Numbers favour Warragul at ground level, 3v2. 3v2, and 2's going to beat him. Mitch Cotter open, 40 out directly in front. Flying shot on goal. Skinny side, minor score, only Paul Carter.
Still a lead to Drouin, and Warragul yet to go inside their forward 50. Virtue home scoreboard, Drouin 2-1-13. Warragul yet to score.
Been an absolute mammoth amount of interchanges for both sides down here, guys. As we can see, the hot start, players are tired already.
Yeah, Marston's kick only to be intercepted there by Johnson of Drouin. Plays on him and he gets on that left foot, finds Morris in the middle of the ground. His quick handball was off to Kingy. Kingy, his left foot inside again. Kick was absolutely beautiful, and he finds Tim Hancock on a great lead. Great work there by the Drouin side, Beast.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just in absolute control of this game so far. They're controlling the tempo, they're controlling every aspect of this game. Warragul just cannot get the ball on their side and maintain possession.
Hancock now for the third for Drouin in this first quarter. Kick's beautiful. The kick goes to the left a little bit, or should I say to the right. And we're through for a behind on the Virtue home scoreboard.
Taking Drouin to 2-2-14, and they're leading by that margin, 14 points on the Virtue home scoreboard, 10.5 minutes first quarter.
So Lucy plays on and tries to lace out a teammate, but Aidan Quirk says, not on my watch. And he's marked the footy 40 out directly in front as though the ball was intended for him. And if he's got the leg here, that's going to be 4 straight scores to Drouin. 0 forward 50 entries to Warragul, and us 4 deals all tip Warragul to win.
Yeah, and that kick in for me is just not the right option in my opinion, because you look at the scoreboard, you look at the tempo of the game. He's tried to absolutely stab one straight down the centre of the ground, and it just turns over.
Quirk's leg's going to come up a little bit short. The big boys fly, and it's spoiled through for a behind. Bearing in mind, of course, this is 17 plays 18, advantaging Warragul.
2-3-15 Drouin, leading Warragul yet to score, 11.5 played on the Virtue home scoreboard.
Take 2 for Lucy on the kick-in drills. He plays on this time and he says, forget about the short stuff. He runs his full 25 and then kicks at 50 and can't quite find a teammate out there, and surprise, surprise, it's not going to come straight back in again, is it? No, Warragul will win this one through hands. They're putting each other under all sorts of pressure though, and it looks like it was McLean taking the ground in a big tackle. They still can't get the ball with any meaningful purpose towards the forward 50 box.
No, they don't, and it's just the intensity that Drouin have brought to the game this afternoon, Scotty, and they've been very, very good early.
So Smart wins the tap again. This time they might be able to get the ball sort of moving forward, but they can't because the tackles keep coming. And even though the ball ended up there in the arms of a teammate, Warragul weren't able to advance the footy at all. And Smart wins that tap down again, and it's Quirk who sharks it. He's taken high, and the umpire says, no, he's not, Scott. He's actually dropped the footy. And Warragul will get the free kick here, and we'll go to Hefford just on the far side of the ground, slightly in the defensive end of wing. So he plays onto his right leg and laces a pass out there to a teammate, and he finds a big man who's pushed forward, and Mitch Smart. He's a kick and a half from goal, and he says, I'll put this to the top of the square. Jed Lamb 1 on 3. Jed Lamb 1 on 3, can't quite complete the mark. And Drouin will rush it through for Warragul's first score of the day, Paul.
They do, and that is a 14-point lead to Drouin now. They are 2-3-15 to Warragul, 1 behind at 1 point.
Do you want to call this part, Beast?
So Drouin
Can't see, mate.
got the kick out there. The angle here at Drouin Rec Reserve is a little bit difficult for us in the commentary box, but we'll do the best that we can. Ball comes outside 50. It's 3-on-1 in favour of Warragul. Might be a free kick there, and it is. It's holding the man. It's going to go to Warragul. So we've got young Heath Jinks has won the free kick here for Warragul, just on the arc of the 50. Looking into a crowded forward line. His kick was good. The lead was good. Had plenty of space inside there for Hobbs. That's not Hobbs. It's young Zane. No, it's not. It's not even there. We'll try again. The third time lucky. It's Isaac Wallace of Warragul. He led into an open space. The Drouin side wasn't quick enough there to actually fill in that hole. So for Warragul's first for the afternoon, it's Wallace. He comes in a beautiful left foot kick right through the middle. And there's Warragul's first goal of the afternoon, Beast, and had to work hard to get that one.
Absolutely. Far better build-up too on the far side of the ground. The bit that I could actually see, Big Smart just pumps it forward, sees the mismatch down there with Jed Lamb and gives it to him, but a lot of better build-up from the Warragul team.
And on the Virtue Home scoreboard, we've played 14 minutes into the first quarter. Warragul's first goal on the board gets them to 1-1-7. They trail Drouin by 8 points. The Hawks are on 2-3-15.
So there's plenty of dominance going Drouin's direction, but when it's all said and done, Box, after 14 minutes they lead by just the 8 points, and I don't think Warragul will be too upset by that given the pattern of play so far.
Not with the pattern of play, especially when they've got the ball the first time inside, second time inside 50 and they've scored twice. So, you know, the upside is now that they know that if they get the ball inside quickly, they're going to score, and they're going to score quickly.
I'll be curious to see Jed Lamb's fitness level too, because if the game continues to go the way it did in the first 10, will he go up the ground and insert himself a lot more around the contest, or will he just plonk himself down forward and just hope that they can get the ball down to him? Be interesting to see.
And Drouin going with the B team in the middle here. Papley's gone in, no offence to him, but he didn't start in there, so he's the B team, and Saddington will do the ruck work up against Big Smart. So I'll have 100 on Smart to win the tap, which he does. Can't quite find a teammate in space, so they flick the ball forward through hands. Big tackle here on centre wing. Ball spills free, and the umpire says they tackled him high on that occasion. So Warragul will take the ball, and that'll be Kai McLean. He plays on and he'll kick to the dangerous spot where Lamb leads, and Lamb comes out and meets the footy. Good courage there by Quirk to fill the hole. Ball on the ground. Lucy picks it up, snaps around the corner, and there's a candidate for the Zambreros goal of the day early doors in the first quarter. It's 2 in a row to Warragul, and they're back in the game.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to see from a forward and a leader in the coach Jed Lamb. Runs out, leads up, hits the pack hard, knocks the bloke down from Drouin. Nice gather there for Warragul, and a nice finish.
In the blink of an eye, in fact, 3 forward 50s, we've got only a 2-point margin in Drouin's favour. They are 2-3-15 on the Virtue Home scoreboard. Warragul now 2-1-13.
Yeah, spot on, Beast. It's one of those sort of acts that really can lift your side as well. And Lucy, and Scotty's been calling him fair much of this game. We've only been playing 15 minutes. He was rewarded with a great goal there as well.
8 disposals already.
Smart, he gets the ball down again. Not as far as he could with Lucy's there again with a great tackle. Could have been holding the ball, but it wasn't. Ball's flicked out there for Warragul. Tackles are on. Smart gets the ball, just pumps it in long, looking for Lamb. He's caught behind. There's Wallace as well, and it's Hobbs. Hobbs is there on the ground, working hard for Warragul. He'll actually try and win a stoppage, and he does. It's back inside Warragul's 50 again. And it was again Lucy and Smart who played a critical role then as well. So the rucks go up. Ball comes to ground. It's Marshall. He's quickly wrapped up there by Hobbs and Lucy. And we're going to have another ball up. 30 out from the Warragul goal. We've been playing 16 and a half minutes here in the first quarter.
Keep an eye on Jinx here, I reckon, as the ball goes up. Smart gets a tap down, takes it out of the ruck, snaps around the corner himself, wide on goal. And the Drouin defenders will be happy to see that go over the boundary line for a throw in about 12 metres around. And I think it might be back to 18 on 18. I think the time might be up for the naughty boy, and he's back on the ground. So I think we're 18 on 18, even numbers across the park. So ball thrown back in here again. Saddington doing really well, but Smart wins this one clearly. Comes out the back towards Jinx. He's wrapped up in a tackle, flicks a quick handball out to Wallace, and the umpire's found a free kick. And the free kick will be going Warragul's way, and it looks like the big ruckman wants to get his hands on the footy here, does he? No, he's going to come off for a spell. He's just getting out of the way.
It was that original call that you had with holding the man. The umpire off the ball found the free kick.
And it's Jinx. I did say to keep an eye on him, but I didn't think he'd get a free kick 3 minutes later, so I'm not going to claim this one, but I will claim the goal if it goes through, because he'll give his side the lead. So from 35 out, no angle to speak of, no breeze to speak of, as mentioned by Beast earlier. Kick on its way. Goal umpire does a little bit of gymnastics, but not too much, and that's a third one in a row. Warragul up and about.
Yeah, Scotty, they are absolutely, and you can just see a little bit of a momentum push going down towards Warragul's way now. The fella who got sent off earlier in Cody Fleming has just come back on the ground. So you did mention that we're back on 18 v 18, but yeah, that's definitely a bit of a momentum killer for Drouin. They were expecting. Well, they had a hot start, and it's sort of just gone wayward from there.
The first lead change of the match has come at the 18-minute mark of the first quarter. Virtue Home scoreboard has Warragul ahead, 3-1-19 to Drouin 2-3-15.
And it's Hefford back into Cotter in the middle of the ground, and he drags him off the footy without it. The umpire says play on, and Papley comes in and lays a tackle. And we'll have a secondary stoppage right in the centre circle. And it'll be Smart to do the ruck work here up against Saddington. Smart wins the tap. Cotter wins the footy at ground level, and he's busted off it again. And it stacks on the mill. This is under 12 stuff. Under 12 stuff. That's where the coach on the ground with the clipboard says, spread, spread, and everyone runs away.
I'll try and get you out of this one here if you want to, mate. Smart and Saddington. This time it might have been a free kick, but it wasn't to Saddington. Drouin trying to win the ball out. They're all playing through it. Stern bustles through the pack, gets the ball inside 50, looking for Lamb, who's wrestling through. Could have been a free kick for holding. Still got numbers at the ground level there, Warragul, but the kick was sprayed. And it just goes outside of that point post, and they've got an out of bounds. Deep inside their 50 now there, Beast.
He's not far off Jed Lamb taking a nice mark. He's bodying up quite well. It's probably just that limited match time he's had this year. He probably just doesn't have that fine touch on him at the moment.
Right on the point post inside Warragul's 50. Ball comes in, Smart wins the ball down forward. No one there, only but Drouin players. Tackle's good. Got a quick kick out, but it was just chopped off there by Hobbs. Just a lucky kick out.
Just a hack kick forward, and Hobbs the man. Right spot, right time.
And he's a big kick of the footy as well, Hobbs as well. So we've just found that he's probably found himself more forward than mid so far in this game. And I think that was more about getting him away from Cotter, because there was obviously a fair bit happening there as well. And I think it was a good move by the Warragul bench at this stage. It'd be even better if he can put the ball through. We're right behind him here, Hobbs. He'll kick just inside 50. The run-up wasn't great, and he's actually really poked at it. And you know what happens when you poke at things there, Scotty? You miss.
3-2-20 Warragul, 5-point lead over Drouin, who are 2-3-15. Virtue Home scoreboard, 20 minutes played first quarter.
So Drouin to bring the ball back into play for the first time today, because Warragul have been very accurate in front of goal, and they go long through Kingy's left leg. Comes out here looking for Marshall. The big boys fly, and it's gone out of bounds. And not only is it out of bounds, Box, it's out of view. You can make it up yourself here. It's like doing a jigsaw puzzle with no colours on it.
I might have to do a bit of commentary.
There we go.
One thing I can say is the umpire is going to throw it in.
Well, we'll be right once the ball comes back in.
So the ball comes back in now, and down in front's Marshall. He pops a handball over to no one in particular, and no one in particular turns out to be a Warragul opponent who's wrapped up in a tackle and pinged for holding the footy on the half-back flank. And if I can urge Drouin to do anything here, it'll be to switch the ball to the other side so we can see, Box.
And that's what they'll do.
So they'll do exactly that through Jared Marshall. He goes through the middle of the ground with half a kick, and he gets to Aidan Quirk. So Quirk just inside the centre square. He goes back to where the ball came from, and he finds a teammate there in Kai Quirk. So Quirk to Quirk, and he goes a little bit longer into the middle of the ground where he's going to turn it over, you would suspect. And they do indeed, and it's Luke Garner picking it up, but the umpire's found a free kick to go Drouin's way right in the centre circle. So Drouin into attack for the first time in a little while. Mark taken, top of the 50. Quick chip, quick pass, quick kick, and tell you what, the kid's on fire, is he? Is the kid on fire? If he's going to go back and have a shot for his third goal in his first quarter of senior footy, the 16-year-old, he's probably sitting there thinking, how long has this game been going on for? I could have been doing this for years.
And that's a really good build-up there for Drouin. Obviously, as we said, the momentum swung for Warragul there, but they got a nice little break there in the centre of the ground and a good little build-up inside 50.
So in comes Wamsley, straight in front, 40 metres out. Kick's gone to the right-hand side, and it's hit we've got our first doink of the day. It's hit the point post on the full. That'll be a free kick to go to Warragul in the back pocket, 22 minutes played. They lead 3-1-19 to 2-2-14 on the Virtue Home scoreboard. So deep in defence, they just kick the ball for length, and they kick it to the right spot where Big Smart was. He's bundled out of the way, and the mark's taken in front but not paid. I would have thought that was a clear mark there to Jack Fraser, but the umpire says no, I'll ball it in the air. So we've got the two prime ruckmen back at it again. And que sera, sera, it's a Warragul win. But they can't get the clearance. And the umpire's pinged him for holding the footy because he made no attempt to get rid of it. So right in front of the Drouin coach's box, free kick will go the way of Caleb Quirk. And he gets a 50 for just a little bit of cleverness, a little bit of silliness, a little bit of smarty pants from Tom Hobbs. And the kick's not going to be from 53 anymore. It's going to be from 3 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to be a little bit clever there, and I actually thought not bad what he's doing. So I'm a little bit, I don't know if that free kick was there. I really didn't. He was pushing him back every time he tried to get up. But anyway.
So Quirk comes in. He could have thrown it through if he was that close, and he's missed it as well. So after giving the man on the mark a shove and being a little bit smarty pants himself, I think that's the old karma bus coming back to clip him on the way through. And Masterson brings it back in and finds Lucy in the back pocket box.
Yeah, so Lucy, he's been playing both ends of the grounds at the minute. I think there's a little bit of homework being done on Cotter for Drouin and Hobbs of Warragul from either side, where Hobbs on cue marks top of the arc in his defensive 50. So he measures up his kick, he goes inboard, and the kick was brilliant. And he finds inside there was Levi Moore. Moore pushes it out wide to the wings. It didn't really gain any ground, but he finds Stern. Stern's little chip kick inside to Lucy again. He's all over the ground at the moment, Lucy. Kicks out wide, and the kick wasn't great, and he was looking there for Chris Rasso. The kick goes out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in just inside the 50 or just outside the 50 there for Warragul.
That kick from the middle there, Beast, that should have gone forward, not laterally short.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, given where the game's at and the way the game's been played, definitely get that forward.
So the big boys go at it again, and Smart gets a tap out the back, but Drouin are registering the clearance so far, although Lucy sharks it, bursts through one, pops a little handball over the top there to Jinx, and the umpire said it wasn't a handball. You just let go of the footy and it landed in your teammate's hands. So Cotter will take the free kick. He's had a little spell on the bench, and he kicks the ball into the back pocket to Charlie Bethune. He goes further afield and finds the teammates. And we'll call him Smithy for the moment because I've got no idea who it is, and Smithy's kick's not great. He's turned it over on the half-forward flank, but Warragul able to recover and create a stoppage. About a kick and a quarter.
It's McLean on the bottom of the pack there for Warragul.
About a kick and a quarter from the Warragul goal, and they lead 19 to 15, 25 minutes played on the Virtue Home scoreboard. So the umpire's tossed it in the air. Smart wins the tap. Quirk first hands to it, can't get through the clearance, can't get through the congestion. And hopefully that's gone out of bounds. It has. It's gone out of bounds, and now we might have some chance of seeing it when it gets tossed back in. So it'll be Smart to do the ruck work here. Lucy's be hitting target, and if it's not Lucy, it'll go down there to Levi Moore, the two little boys on the move. Smart gets a tap, and he put it to exactly where he was. And Mitch Cotter says, I was onto it, and he gets in there and gets his hands on the footy first and grabs a much-earned free kick. And is it going to be a 50 to go with it? No. So he's deep in defence still, near side of the ground. Absorbs a little bit of time and then goes long down the line looking for the big boys to fly, and it's a big fist coming from out the back there, and a big fist it was from Stern. Ball hits the ground, picked up there by McLean. He reels, kicks down towards the dead pocket, and he's put it out of bounds, and we'll have a ball in where the ball was, which is exactly where we can't see, which is far from ideal.
And that's about all Mitch Cotter could do with that footy coming down the wing here, because he really had not much to go to. No one was really moving. He just had to plonk it down the boundary line.
So Stern wins a tap down. It's picked up there by McLean. He gets a yard of space, kicks to the top of the square, favours the Warragul forward, who runs back with the flight of the footy and takes a really good mark down there. And is that your man, the umpire, look-alike down there, Beast?
It is Mr. Daniel Siddle. No, I don't think it is. I reckon he's up here.
Might be Jesse Siddle, his brother, down there with the hands in the footy. So Siddle now, he's going to go Harry Mackay style on the left leg round the corner. He wants a Zambrero's goal of the day. He gets the belly of the ball. He's missed the whole 21 and he's put it into the D-Max 12 rows back. He's actually ended up with that footy further away from the goals at whence it started, and he's failed the score box.
Yeah, we don't want to give Siddle any undue calls there. It was Casson for Warragul who actually missed the kick down as well, so it wasn't Siddle. But it wasn't a great kick either. They've kicked down the line here, the Drouin. The kick looking for Johnson, but Smart, too big, too strong. Marks in front of Johnson. He's kick inside, looking for Hobbs, and Hobbs marks. I don't think it's Hobbs, it might be McLean.
Bailey Paul, I think it might be.
Geez, we go third time lucky. Done it all the time. You're right there, Beast. That's why your special comments this afternoon. So it's Bailey Paul. He'll kick right on 50 here to give just a little bit of breathing space to the Warragul side. Kicks right on 50. His kick was good. Hasn't deviated much at all. Two drawn players try to touch on the line. The umpire's going to give us a little bit of theatrics, I reckon. They're going to give us some suspense. So we've got 3 umpires there talking about, 4 umpires now talking about whether this has gone through or not, team. So I reckon it's going to be a goal.
They rock, paper, scissors, no?
And it is.
It's a goal.
So after all that, we can take a breath. And it was a great kick there by Bailey Paul there, Beast.
Yeah, he was. He is a beautiful kick of the footy, Bailey Paul. I do remember him from a few years ago up at Hill End. Lovely left footer, I should say. But obviously this is just going in swings and roundabouts. This game, it goes from one end to the other.
10-point lead to Warragul at the 28-minute mark of the first quarter on the Virtue Home scoreboard. The goals are 4-2-26, leading Drouin 2-4-16.
So back into the middle we go. There can't be too long left on the clock here on the Virtue Home scoreboard. And it will be the big boys go at it again. And Smart wins the tap as he's done pretty much all day. Quirk in there. And that's of the Aiden variety. Big Smart picks him up. The ball falls to Cotter. Cotter hacks it up to the half-forward line. Marshall sits underneath it. Papley flies. Ball spills out the side. Picked up there really, really well by Stern. And he gets a lovely kick to the ruckman. And the big ruckman marks on centre wing and plays on and heaves it into the forward 50. 2-on-2 forward of the footy. The big boys fly and hits the deck. There's my little man Jinx. He gets the snap around the corner. Minor score only. Nice front and centre there from the young fella, but he only finds the little stick and not the big ones.
4-3-27 Warragul, leading by 11 points over Warragul at 2-4-16.
Drew, when they chip the ball out again, as they normally do, they get outside that defensive 50. Aiden Quirk's calling for it inside. He opts not to go that way. Drives the ball down the line. Looking for Morris, but with great mark there too. And we'll say it's... Is it that man again? It'd be Masterson for sure, but they've both got the long sleeves on, so it makes it difficult. He plays on. Ball comes inside, top of the arc. Jinx was there. He's probably too small to fly. Hefford, handballs to Jinx. Ball comes out, and that's Caleb Quirk. Great work there too. Actually, it was Heath Jinx. Aiden Quirk it was. My apologies. Kicks the ball out wide. Marked out there on the wing. So Drouin attacking forward, drives the ball inside 50, looking for Patley. He's got the sit behind and he marks. In a real tough pocket, he plays on immediately, kicks the ball inside to Morris, who found some space right deep in the pocket here, scoreboard side. Drouin Rec Reserve. We're not far from that quarter time siren that Scotty spoke about just previously. So an important goal here.
He worked very hard for that too, Ed Morris. He strung forward really hard, and that was just a well-executed kick from Will Papley.
Perfect kick. So he's going to look like the banana kick. He's going to come into play here. Umpire calls a play on. He's a class player, Ed Morris. That is a fantastic finish there too, and I'm going to give him the contender. And there's a siren, but I'm still going to give him the contender. A contender for the Zambrero goal of the afternoon. So here we are now. It's a quarter time at Drouin Rec Reserve. We've got a 5-point ball game. It's the Warragul side, 4-2-26. They lead Drouin 3-3-21.
Or 4-3-27 to 3-4-22.
Thank you very much, Paul Carter.
No, they're wrong.
Yeah, they're wrong over there. There you go. Thanks, Paul. That's why you're there, Paul Carter.
Yeah, fantastic quarter of Gippsland League football there. Warragul v Drouin, exactly what you'd expect. Drouin getting away to a fast start, Warragul coming back, and then the late goal through the class of Morris, evening things up pretty closely on the scoreboard. We might take this opportunity to get a few sponsors' messages in, refresh our beverages, and come back with all the second quarter action in just a few moments' time.
is the Gippsland League top 5 for round 9. Kicking us off at number 1, Braden McCary here from Barnsdale. Started with the footy on the outside of 50. It went into the contest. He follows all the way up, gets front and centre here, receives the handball, and then snaps it on the tight angle, kicking a great goal.
To be a teammate. McCary from the pocket has kicked an absolute blinder. If you don't mind, the Zambrero goal today is done and dusted.
Coming in at number 2, it's Cooper Harvey here from Barnsdale. Rain is absolutely pelting down, tough conditions for footy. He swoops in, picks it up like it's dry, kicks it around the corner and scores a great goal.
Don't tell me they've made it. I reckon they have. It could be Cooper Harvey who made something out of nothing. Raspberry Jam out of Pink Poo, and Bensdale hit the scoreboard again.
Number 3, just a little bit of class here from Jaron Makepeace. Tough contest here, spills out, scoops it up, tucked against the boundary, check side if you don't mind. Threading the needle and kicking a great goal. Number 4, it's Jack Hume here from Leon Gatha. Goes the old 1-2 in the middle of the ground, sprints away from the pack, then unloads on the edge of 50, going all the way home. Number 5 is Jensen Garnham here. As easy as you like in the ruck contest, gets it, snaps it, finishes it. He had 8 goals this afternoon. What a fantastic effort by Jensen.
Have herded sheep or cattle or anything that results in getting his hands dirty.
Well, you're probably right.
Wouldn't know what that was, Scotty.
Well, Italians aren't renowned at having farms, that's for a start. So we just eat the stuff and let everybody else do the hard work for us.
Plenty of farms.
You can make nice stuff like prosciutto and all those sort of things, Box.
Absolutely, mate. Can we get off food now for a minute? 'Cause I'm getting a little bit hungry. And let's talk about footy. Scotty?
Yeah, well, we'll get things underway here for the Murray Racing Club. Second quarter action. Warragul going with a 5-point lead. Second quarter underway. Wash, rinse, repeat. Smart gets his hands on the footy first, and it's Lucy winning the first clearance. He hacks the ball forward. The little fella goes back with guts, little jinx, and he takes a free kick. He nearly got snapped there in half there, the little fella. But he's picked the footy up, a kick and a half from home, and he puts the man on the mark on the roller skates, runs around him, kicks towards Lamb. Speaking of sheep, but Lamb can't take the mark because he's got 4 blokes for company down there. Mark taken down there by William Brewer. Now Brewer moves the ball up towards the half-back flank here where Kai Quirk's marked. He plays on almost straight away, goes to the far side of the ground. Looks out there and finds with a beautiful pass Tim Hancock. Hancock's has spilt the cookies though. The ball's hit the deck. Springs back up there to Patrick Carpenter. He rolls and gives a handball. They use their hands well there for a moment. Then they find the foot. Lucy picks it up. Comes back to the ruckman of Smart. Smart on the run. Kicks out there in front of a teammate. But the ball sits on its end. Grabbed by Drouin, who's grabbed by his opponent. And now the boundary umpire will come in. No, the field umpire will come in and ball it up box.
He will. It was Kai Quirk on the bottom of the pack there again there for Drouin. Unlucky not to get a free kick. Ruckman go at it. Smart, big tap down. Picked off there by Marshall. Chopped the kick out. Only to be intercepted there. It wasn't. Aidan Quirk's there for Drouin. Ball comes out, spills out. The umpire's found a free kick and all that. It was holding the ball. And it's going to go against Masterson.
Quirk.
So Quirk kicks the ball. Not a great kick either. And his brother or cousin Kai Quirk was disappointed with the kick. We're going to have another boundaries throw in early in this quarter, Beast.
I'm not sure how much senior footy young Jinx has played, but that inside 50 before where he sold some candy, his eyes lit up, I think, when he's seen the coach and just delivered, because obviously he's got a bit of star power, does Jed Lamb, but he had a 3-on-1, so he's clearly outnumbered.
So the ball's thrown back in. Smart gets a tap out the back. Sorry, Box, for interrupting. Drouin win the footy through Kingy, go to the top of the square, and the umpire's found a free kick. And it'll come back from where the kick was. No, it'll go downfield, which is an even bigger result for the Drouin boys, and they'll take a free kick at the top of the goal square. So about 11 metres out directly in front. Drouin will get scoring underway here very rapidly, courtesy of the down the field free kick, and it goes to none other than Tim Hancock.
He's a big player for him, Jordan Kingy. I think they've probably missed him in the games that he hasn't played this year. I know he didn't play the game we called last time between these two sides, and his left foot off half-back is crucial for the Drouin side.
And Hancock takes full advantage of the down the grounder, and first score on the board for the second quarter goes away to the home side.
And on the Murray Racing Club score, that's the second lead change for the match at the 3-minute mark of the second quarter, and Drouin goes to 4-4-28, leading Warragul for 3-27.
Keep a bit of an eye on Ryan Quirk's come off. It looks like he's got a bit of a corky in his upper thigh there, so he's getting a bit of work on the bench, so he should be right to run that out.
Ball's back in the middle of the ground here. A great finish there by Hancock. Gives Drouin back the lead by a point. So Smart and Johnson. No one really won the mark. The tap down there. McLean was heavily tackled as well. The umpire found the same one. The umpire off the ball and actually gives the free kick to Cotter. So it's going to go to Cotter. He claps his hands saying, you can keep working on me, but I'm going to keep racking them up. So it's Cotter in the middle of the ground. Drives the ball long. Drives it inside 50, but there's Masterson again. Warragul takes a great intercept mark. Plays on immediately to Lucy. Lucy's kicked down the line. Looking for Casson. He couldn't mark. Ball comes to ground. Great bump there too. Casson's still there. No, it's not even Casson. It's Bailey Paul. And we'll try again. It's Thomas Kroll. So Kroll wins the free kick. Goes out to Wallace. Beautiful left foot kick inside. Looking for Smart. He marks over the top. He had the height there as well over San Antonio. Kicks the ball long quickly. Looking for Lamb, who's one-on-one. Wrestles with his opponent. Ball's going to go out of bounds. And we've seen that all afternoon too with Lamb. They're trying to get that one-on-one, but Drouin seem to be smart enough to work that one out. They lag off and they double team him every time the ball comes inside.
He's got to get it to his advantage.
Shaw is attracting a crowd as the ball's tossed back in, right next to the goalpost for Warragul, but Drouin win the footy and win the clearance. The kick comes out here towards Quirk and he hovers underneath it and takes a nice little chesty. So Kai Quirk will just settle things down here. He's got a short one on there if he wants to use Marshall. He doesn't. He plays on and now goes even shorter, and he kicks to the cousin, but the cousin's mark's intercepted by the brother. And by that I mean he was trying to find Aidan and he found Caleb, and then Caleb's kicked it to Aidan. If you kept up with that, you're obviously a member of the Quirk family. Aidan's told to play on. He turns the footy over in a dangerous spot, then wins it back. And finally, someone other than Quirk will get their hands on the footy, and it'll be Marshall out here on the halfback flank, and he'll just steady things down to those. Wrapped up in a big tackle. A big tackle, and the umpire says play on. And the ball's eventually thumped out of bounds on the full. And Warragul will get the free kick they probably deserve 30 metres further up the field.
Yeah, that was holding the ball every day of the week, Scotty.
So Warragul now with the ball directly underneath us. 2 full kicks from home. Kick goes to McLean, 3-4 fly, ball on the ground there to be 1. Rasso picks it up, and he's wrapped up in a tackle straight away by Johnston. And the big ruckman won't let him go. And we'll have a ball up on the 50-metre arc. 5.5 minutes played, 1 point the difference. Drouin leading on the Moe Racing Club scoreboard box.
Smart, he wins the ball back down. Rasso's there, Lucy's there for Warragul as well. He's wrapped up, gets a little smart little kick out, looking for Wallace. He couldn't mark. Cotter picked it up well. Gets the handball into Marshall. Marshall drives the ball long. It's an open field here. It's going to be a foot race for all of them. Getting back there for Warragul was Daniel Smart. Then it's good there, Drouin, with Hancock there as well. Creates a stoppage. It was a good little win there too for Drouin, because Smart was there and they had a few teammates as well, but Hancock did enough there to stop that beast.
Speaking of Smart, you're on 5 before, so I didn't want to cut in on your box, but Jack Casson here was outnumbered in a contest in the air, and all he had to do was tap it on over to his advantage, and that's exactly what he did, and Warragul nearly went inside 50 again.
So we've got another throw in here just around from a Warragul goal. Drouin goals, I should say, on Friday. Smart wins the ball down. Numbers are there. The pack's going to form again. We're going to have another stoppage here too, Scotty.
Every single player in one half, if not 1/3 of the ground here, box. Let's try and change tactics and see if we can't get the ball out. So the umpire will come in.
Free kick.
No, found a free kick. Found a free kick, box.
Yeah, not sure what that was for.
Oh, it's the send-off E2. He owes the side 1, Fleming. So Fleming, out of nowhere, has got a free kick. 25 metres out on a 45-degree angle. He comes in. He doesn't look overly confident, I'm going to say. Kick on its way. Don't know why he lacked the confidence. That's a ripper. That's his first major. And here come the Hawks.
Looks like it could have been his first goal with the club as well, because every Drouin player has made their way over to Fleming as well.
I'll just say, it looks like something's happening off the ball. I'm not sure whether there's been a free kick paid off the footy to Warragul. They're getting heavily in discussions with the umpire. There was a Warragul player on the ground right at centre-half forward there, and it's starting to heat up a bit there. Mitch Cotter's involved. So we'll just keep an eye on that one, boys.
5-4, 34 Drouin on the Moe Racing Club scoreboard. A 7-point lead over Warragul, who are on their quarter-time score of 4-3-27.
So back in the middle we go. First clearance after a bit of an incident like that's always a big one here, so let's keep our eyes peeled as the umpire tosses it in the air. And it's Smart over Johnson. Smart wins the tap down. Picking it up there, though, was Quirk. Quirk hacks the ball forward. 2-on-2 ahead of the footy. Bit of a hold of the jumper there, not seen by the umpire. Ball gets out the back. Picked up down there by Jake Hughes. He then lays a big tackle. And the umpire will come in and ball this one up. And you're right, Beast, this has gone up a notch. I like it.
Bit of feeling down there. That was a very, very strong tackle by Jake Hughes. He may have been involved in that little altercation prior.
So it'll be Smart to do the ruck work here. He can't quite get his hands on the footy, and Hancock does well to keep him away from it, keep the ball in that forward 50. Picking it up and trying to barrow his way through there was McLean, but he only got about 2 yards, and the umpires come in to ball it up. And it's still a little bit of push me, shove you, a little bit of niggle. The umpire do well to get this one in the air pretty quickly, and that's exactly what he does. Smart reaches over the top and gets his hand on it this time, and then gets a kick off the ground, but only as far as Quirk. He's wrapped up in a big tackle, a big fair tackle at that, taking him to ground, but no sling involved. And we'll have a ball up 55 metres out from the Drouin goal. A couple of goals to them this quarter sees them lead 34-27, 9 minutes played. And have we attracted a crowd there? There's 3 umpires and about 25 players within a yard of the footy. So the umpire now takes a little bit of time as the boys still get into it off the footy. I reckon chuck it up, Box. I reckon chuck it up and just let him get on with playing footy. No, he's dead. He's school teaching him.
He definitely is. He's definitely having a good combo with him as well.
And now we finally get the ball up in the air. And Smart wins the tap down. No one able to take it cleanly. Ball on the deck, and Big Smarty says, get out of the way, I'll get it myself. And that's exactly what he does, and flicks it off there to Wallace. Wallace finds a teammate further afield via the hands. A quick kick, only gets to centre wing. And we'll have a ball up directly opposite us. Favours no one, directly in the middle of the ground, far side of the venue. Nearly 10 minutes played. 34 plays 27. Drouin lead Warragul box.
They do. I think the umpires now will probably try and find a free kick just to try and open it up a little bit as well. So we've got Smart and Johnson. Smart again wins it down. Great tap. Only to be cut off there. Only to be cut off there by, I couldn't even pick it what it was. It was Zane Atkins. Brings the ball down inside. Ball picked up there by the Warragul defence. Brings the ball outside of 50. There he is again. Atkins, he really had his head ripped off. Tell you what, this game is really definitely has lifted a notch. And it's going to get ugly too if the umpires don't get control.
I was just going to say, there's that much feeling in this down this end of the ground. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see another card.
And it's every contest. So every contest they're doing the same thing. Ball just chips sideways to Kingy. Wheels into that beautiful left foot. He drives the ball inside 50 at top of the goal square. Walmsley's there. He couldn't mark. Ball comes to ground. We're going to have it a throw in. Deep inside Drouin's forward line here.
You'd be disappointed, Walmsley, there, because he had the set. He had both hands to that. He was nearly uncontested, that mark, and would just slip straight through his hands.
So the umpire will toss this one back into play, right up hard against the Drouin goal. Smart as he does, wins the tap. Lucy gets it, handballs backwards. They go through the hands. I reckon someone might want to rush this through, but instead they concede another boundary throw in. Another stoppage in that forward 50 for Drouin. They're setting up a tent down there. They're going to start camping down there, and the longer the ball stays there, Beast, the more chance there is they'll score, surely.
Well, I'm not sure why Warragul would not try to rush that there and try and gain possession back. Instead, they're going for a throw-in.
So the ball gets flicked out the back to Quirk. He gets onto the right leg. Beautiful smother there. Stops what would have been a Zambrero's goal of the day contender. Slung around in a tackle. Ball comes back to Quirk. He goes back through the hands there, finds a teammate in Max Williams. He goes top of the square. He goes better than top of the square. He goes through the big sticks for a contender for the Zambrero's goal of the day. And it's 3 in a row to Drouin in the second quarter.
Bit of late swing there. That is an absolute cracking finish by the young fella there. So that's a bit of a killer for Warragul, because they had the opportunity to kill the footy there. They chose not to. They chose to go out of bounds with it, and that's the end result.
That was a 40-metre snapshot. Unbelievable. 12 minutes played in the second quarter, and we're on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard, where Drouin are leading by 13 points. They are 6-4-40 to Warragul, still on their quarter-time score of 4-3-27.
Maybe that niggle now is what's doing Drouin some favours too. Maybe putting Warragul off their game a little bit, because they've had all the play so far in this quarter. Smart gets the ball down. Wallace couldn't pick the ball up. Picked off there by Marshall. The ball wasn't picked up at all. Could have been a free kick to Lucy. Umpire says play on, which is incredibly... It's like a big wrestling match out here at the moment, though, too, boys, because they are throwing everything at it. The umpire just let that one go, and I think there could have been a free kick. So it's Johnson and Smart. Smart down again. Only to Quirk, who gets the ball out. Smart picks it off. Gets the handball out. No one into really particular. Ball's going to be popping around here. Finally then picked up then by Zane Atkins of Drouin. Ball comes to ground. We're still wrestling through Kingy. Great handball out. Only there just to be picked off then too by Luke Garner. Luke Garner drives the ball inside. A great kick to Paul. He drops what he should have taken. Ball comes outside of 50. Handball's inside. Now again, Paul can't win the ball again. Garner's there for Warragul. Still hasn't won control of the ball. Still wrapped up. Handball out to Paul. Pushes the ball out wide to Siddle. Kicks the ball inside there too. But there is Quirk, another Quirk as well. He couldn't mark. Gets the ball out, kicks out wide. Just dumps the kick long. And it's nearly marked there by Aiden Quirk. Picked off there by Hobbs. His kick inside to Smart. He's wrapped there by Johnson. And wow, what an absolute crazy passage of play where we saw it go kick to kick for about 30 metres each way. And the ball is on the top of the 50 there for the Warragul side.
So Smart wins the tap down, puts it into a little bit of space there for a teammate who's tackled high. Did the umpire see what I saw? No, he did not.
He's a lot closer too, Scotty.
And he was right in front of it too.
Not to worry, nonetheless. Ball will go up in the air, 20 around from the Drouin goal. They need one quickly, and Quirk says not on my watch. Gets it, hacks it forward, kicks it across the face of goal. Which way is it going to bounce? It doesn't bounce favourably for either player at the moment. McLean comes in and says, get out of the way, let me pick it up. He snaps it around the corner, but the kick's intercepted by the Drouin defender in the back pocket. And he'll just look to settle things down. And I talk there of William Brewer, and he goes into the defensive goal square, and they come forward now, mark taken here by Shea Harvey. So 25 out directly in front of his own goal. He goes across to the back pocket, finds Kingy out there. He'll want to use his left leg, so that's not the right side for him to be on. He sits underneath that scoreboard as it gets close to the 15-minute mark, and it says 40 plays 27, Drouin in front. And he goes long down the line. Really strong representation there from Hancock. Ball hits the ground. Garner picks it up, kicks into the forward 50. This time they've taken that mark in the forward 50 through Casson. He plays on straight away. Looks for Bailey Paul. He had 2 for company, and the ball's fisted over the boundary line, and we'll toss this one in 30 metres around. They need the next one, Beast.
Absolutely, they do, and they're probably unlucky because I've seen a couple of free kicks that nearly should have been paid. Umpires are doing a cracking job to date, but there's a couple of free kicks missed there for Warragul.
So Saddington, he might have won himself a free kick. If he hasn't,
there you go.
He's given it away. It's a great call there, Beast. So the free kick has been won by Smart of Warragul. Be 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle, right in front of the third support group there in front of the scoreboard. Comes in at all kicking style. Might be effective here. No, it's going to drop short. It's well marked then too. That was Kingy. He plays on immediately. Ball comes in board. Finds Kai Quirk. Quirk puts the ball out wide. They're playing a little bit of keepings off at the minute. He goes to another Quirk. That's Ryan Quirk. He's still got plenty of time. He's calling players forward. Goes, does a little bit of a shuffle. Still got the ball in his hand. Gets the handball out to another Quirk. That's Kai. Still with the Quirks. I'm getting the Quirks at the moment. Ball, kick short. Kick wasn't great. They mucked around with it then too. Then the drawn side where Lucy, again, kicks the ball and spreads the ball wide. Ball comes in board. Ball there is marked there by Casson. So Casson on the left foot, drives the ball inside to Hefford. Hefford has control. He steadies the ship a little bit here. Plays on. He's looking for Lamb down deep. Ball, the kick's not great. And well marked there in front. It was a great mark too in the end by William Brewer. Kingy inside his defensive 50, calls the player where to go. Kick was good and marked inside there by James McCullough of Drouin.
So they've owned the footy for the last little bit here, Drouin, but they haven't looked like scoring for a couple of minutes, and he'll go directly backwards. Mark taken down there by Charlie Bethune. He comes in with a short one to a dangerous option. Ball on the ground to be won. Kingy says, get out of him away. He wins it. He finds Cotter. Never a bad idea. Cotter gives and goes, gets the handball back, and his kick has luckily found the foot there of Tom Johnston to keep it away from Warragul temporarily, but Masterson picks it up for Warragul. Kicks forward. Big mark and fly. Can't complete it. Ground level now. Ball's picked up to Garner. Garner reels onto his left leg. Beautiful kick. He's got plenty of numbers there. Dish the handball off to Rasso. No, they don't. They kick it forward instead, and Lamb on the charge. And he takes a grab. 35, 38 metres out, no angle to speak of. First time he's had one-on-one and he's taken the clunk.
Now, this is the 6th inside 50 they've had in a row, Warragul, and they've scored nothing this quarter.
And as good forwards do, he just put his hands straight out. The ball's either going to land in his hands or he's going to get a free kick for chopping. But, yeah, the ball, between both sides, it's just been going between half forward at each end. So, as you said, Paul, first opportunity for a little while for any sort of score.
So in comes the coach. 18 minutes gone. He side trails by 13 points. 40-odd metre kick. No breeze, no angle. Kick on its way.
Looks good.
And he celebrates the moment the leather hit his shoe, and that's through the big sticks for their first goal of the second quarter.
And that's what they needed, Warragul. They just needed someone to steady the ship and insert the coach, all the experience he's got at higher level and stuff. So he just comes in, takes a nice mark, nice little finish for Warragul.
And that brings the margin in Drouin's favour back to 7 points. We've played 18 minutes of the second quarter, and this is Warragul's first score for the term. The Murray Racing Club scoreboard sees the goals up to 5-3-33, whereas Drouin are leading with 6-4-40.
And isn't it funny, Box, since the heat's come into the game, Kingy has really stood up across the half-back line there for Drouin. He loves it, doesn't he? He loves the action and the intensity.
He does, and he's got a sweet foot as well, so he knows how to use it. Daniel Smart of Warragul wins the ball down to Cotter. Cotter gets a quick handball out, not great. Zane Atkins under pressure gets a quick kick out. The mark not taken there too. Could have been a free kick against young Jinx, but it's not. Played on immediately. There is McLean of Warragul. Got a handball out. Jinx is back in the action again. A quick little chip out. Wasn't great. Oh, the mark was dropped inside. Lamb there. Gets the handball out. Picked up there by Paul. The kick is great. The snap is gone. It's even better.
Thomas Kroll.
That is Thomas Kroll of Warragul, who has a quick snapshot there too. The Drouin play would have been ruined the mark that he could have had.
Absolutely.
And Kroll just swooped on that and kicked a beautiful goal.
Sorry, mate, there's two opportunities there. That drop mark, he had bloody 3 metres on him. So clearly just a drop mark and error there. But the Drouin player up at leaving the centre of the ground completely kicked it the wrong way. Kicked it to centre half forward for Warragul, which resulted in them pressing hard forward and goal.
And after all that, there's only 1 point the difference at the 20-minute mark of the second quarter, with the Murray Racing Club scoreboard seeing Drouin 6-4-40, leading Warragul 6-3-39.
Unusual, a drop mark would be the Morwell Bowling Club. Big moment too, but that's exactly what it was, as Smart goes up and wins the tap down again. This time though, they're going to win it through ground level Drouin. They hack the ball forward. Garner out there can't take it cleanly. Who wanted it most? Quirk does. Ball there to be won. It's a hot footy. It spits out the back. No one's able to take it cleanly. Even Lucy, the class of him under this sort of pressure, can't even pick it up cleanly. Quirk now gets it onto his right shoe, puts it out in front of the leading forward. Get there, he does Hancock. And he takes a cracking mark down low on the slide. And he'll go back hard up against the boundary line from about 40 metres out. Tough shot, this one, Box.
It definitely is, but one thing about Hancock's game today is just found space and left Hughes behind a few times. But the kicks have been just as good. Naden Quirk using the ball inside 50. What he's got to do now is just finish this off now, Hancock. So he comes on in, deep in the pocket. His kick wasn't great, or is it great? Yeah, his teammates do like it. So Drouin get the response they needed, and they did that within about 2 minutes of the last goal from Warragul. So a great finish there by Hancock.
It's just hard to separate, isn't it? Warragul go forward, kick a couple of goals, get back on top, back straight down the other end. Drouin get another goal and put themselves back in front.
6 scores this quarter, boys, and they're all goals. 4 goals to Drouin and 2 to Warragul, seeing the margin in Drouin's favour 7 points, 21 minutes into the second quarter, with the Murray Racing Club scoreboard having Drouin at 7-4-46, Warragul 6-3-39.
And a hot second quarter it's been. We get back into the middle of E. Johnston up against Smart. Neither able to win it. And ball at ground level there, picked up by Quirk. He's wrapped up in a tackle straight away. Busting out with the footy in his hands though was McLean. He gets a little handball over there to a teammate who's dropped as he kicks it, gets the ball up to the half forward line. And little Jenks off to the races. Have a bounce, young fella. That's exactly what he does. He crosses the 50, laces out the pass and finds a teammate's chest. And a really good mark by Thomas Kroll, 40 out. He goes on a little short pass again. Never go wrong. Kick into the coach, can you, Box?
You can't too. And one thing that we should make note that Lamb's put himself on the ball here just deep into this last quarter, maybe just to give himself a little bit more bite. But he did work hard to work inside 50 again. But Jinx's play inside, the balance of the young player as well. His play went to ground, his opponent, and he was good enough to get on his wheels and get this ball inside 50. So Lamb aiming for his second goal this quarter as well. We'll say this is a pretty tough angle from where we're standing right now, but we know the class that he is. So Lamb kicks it through the ball. The ball's carrying through, but there's numbers there for Drouin. Marked on the last line of defence there too.
One thing you never do, Box, is celebrate with your hand in the air before you kick it.
Nah, and that was Johnson who got the ball out. Cotter handballs his head over his head, off there to Quirk. Quirk's kick wasn't a great kick, but it was luckily enough to fall into his teammate. Actually, the umpire's called a shepherd here. So it's a shepherd. It was against Fraser. So the ball comes in back inside 50 for Warragul.
Yeah.
Not a great kick. It wasn't a great kick at all. There was a great mark there too, taken by Caleb Quirk in his defensive 50. Pushes the ball out wide. Goes to another Quirk. That's Ryan Quirk. Handballs back. He's under a little bit of pressure here though too, but smart enough to get the ball out. Ball comes inside 50, but a great tackle there. What a brilliant tackle by a heifer, the captain. And now the ball's actually it's getting a little bit tricky here. Ed Morris marks the ball on the wing in front of Lucy. So there's a little bit happening. Ed Morris drives the ball long inside 50 for Drouin. Pack forms. Marstonson was there with Marshall. Ball comes out to Kane. Atkins. Snap is a goal. And what a great response there by Drouin. They did it the hard way, but in the end, it was smart play there by Zane Atkins, and his snap over the shoulder there, Beast, was another good contender there for the Zambrero goal of the day.
Absolutely. Something from nothing really for Drouin, because nothing looked like was going to happen there. It was just contest to contest, but that's a fantastic finish around the corner. They know this ground well, Drouin, don't they? Obviously it's their home ground, so they should know it well, but they've kicked some really good goals here.
5 goals straight to Drouin this quarter, taking them to 8 goals, 452 on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard. Got a 13-point lead over Warragul, 6-3-39, and we've played 24.5 minutes of this quarter.
So it's Smart up against Johnston again. He gets a tap down to Lucy. He's tackled straight away by Marshall. Stacks on the mill again, and we'll have a wash, rinse, repeat secondary stoppage. Marshall's been really good on Lucy in this second quarter. Everywhere he goes, the big fella follows. So Johnson this time gets front position, and Smart just gets over the top of him, goes down towards Hefford, but he's wrapped up in a tackle by Cotter. Third time's a charm. We haven't left the big circle yet. And up she goes for a third time. Smart gets a tap for a third time. We've left the big circle. Breaking news, we've left the big circle, but only by a couple of metres. And we'll have a free kick getting paid to Drouin, and that'll go to Cotter. He gets a handball there to Marshall. Marshall's kick smothered straight away by McLean. McLean breaks through a tackle, gets a handball out there to a teammate who was tackled before acceptances, and the umpire's cotton onto that, and it will go the way of Wallace. So Wallace 70 from home. Garner screaming for it in this direction, but he goes towards Smart. The big fella can't quite get there. The ball at ground level. Lamb goes to work here, trying to turn his opponent inside out. Fakes for the free kick, doesn't get it, which is probably not a bad thing. And we'll have a ball in 25 around from the Warragul goal. They need the next one.
You can see the idea when they're going forward with big Mitchy Smart just plonking in the hole there, and obviously he's a big target, so they're going to go for him.
So ball to be thrown back in. My money's here on Garner for the drive-by. Ball tossed back in. Smart takes it out of the ruck, flicks a handball forward. Picked up down there by Marshall. Dangerous kick to a one-on-one. Ball spoiled, hits the deck. Numbers favour Warragul. Handball goes backwards there to Levi Moore. He pops it round the corner. Wrapped up in a big tackle, and the umpire's got no choice but to come in and ball this one up. We're about 30 out. We're stuck here in the Warragul forward 50 box. Can you get a goal out of it for us?
Yeah, I can try and do it there for you, Scotty. So it's Smart. Johnson tries to jump over the top. It's still Smart was good enough to get the tap. Ball comes to ground again. We're going to get another stoppage here because Kingy wraps up his Warragul opponent. We've probably travelled an extra 2 or 3 metres, so we're 30 metres out. Where's the free? The Warragul 50 box. It's going to come. Smart goes over the top. Ball wins down. Then by Caleb Quirk. Good enough to get the little chip kick out. So they've got themselves out of their defensive 50, the Drouin side. Hold the ball up. Short little chip kick inside was good. Really good. He's looking for a 50. Brings the ball back inside to Kingy. Right when you put it in his hands with a beautiful left foot. He goes his little chip kick in, goes to Shea Harvey. Harvey comes out wide. Finds Bethune. Bethune's kick out wide too. It was a good one. James McCullough, he drops what he should have taken. Gets a little bit of pressure on now. Great little pressure too by Garner. And the Garner pressure has forced an error. And it was marked there by Daniel Smart of Warragul. Goes back into Garner. His chip kick was intercepted there too by Papley. He plays on. Goes inboard to Kingy. Kingy goes on his left foot. Goes lateral, really lateral. Finds Fraser. Fraser plays on. Another little chip kick. They're really trying to hold the ball up here, Drouin. They've done this all afternoon. Hancock, his kick inside, and he finds Quirk. And we'll call that the Quai Quirk. So Quai Quirk hasn't got a lot to kick to too, but Warren got the numbers back, chips it out wide again. So they really are holding on to the ball here.
36 marks to 13 this quarter.
Ball comes inside, and it's just the work rate of Quai Quirk. Caught Warragul napping as well too, Beast. The kick was good. Quai Quirk was good enough. And he finds himself 40 metres out, having a shot at goal.
For me, that's just smart footy from Drouin. They've just completely taken the sting out of it. Slowed the ball right down. A lot of slow play there. Chipped around. Kicked it to their best options. Beautiful little dinky kick inside 50.
Well, we'll see how good Quai Quirk is with the foot. Late here now, we've been playing 28 minutes in the second quarter. Comes on in, kicks as much as he can through the ball. It's a great kick, it's carried. It's another great goal. They haven't missed this quarter, the Hawks, and it was a great finish there as well. And Beast, here we go again.
Yeah, well, right on the siren. So there's a little bit of talk going on, but yeah, obviously Quirk, he is the one for them. He's the goal kicker for Drouin. So as expected, goes through, takes his opportunity, slots it. And, sorry, Paul, go.
We've made it to half-time on the 29-minute mark, and the Murray Racing Club scoreboard at half-time says a 19-point lead to Drouin. with 6 straight goals in the second quarter. They're 9-4-58, leading Warragul, who had 2 straight goals in the second quarter, 6-3-39.
Yeah, fascinating quarter of football. And there's another game of football going on, of course, Beast, down there in Melbourne. We love to go around the grounds for Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland to see what sort of damage North Melbourne are still doing to Collingwood, or are the Magpies back in at Box?
Well, they are. The Magpies are back in it, aren't they, Beast?
They are actually, yeah. It's they've really come back. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's 18-3, 111 North Melbourne to 15-9, 99 Collingwood.
Now, can you confirm for me?
I'll just confirm it's the last quarter. Sorry,
what did I say?
You said the third.
Sorry, mate. I'll get me fours and me threes mixed up.
Do that on the golf course too a bit, I've heard. Is this 2024 or 1994? What's going on with these big scores? How good's footy been this round?
Really
a couple of games where both sides have scored 100 plus, and yeah, it's actually really good to watch. Not as good to watch, though, of course, as the Gippsland live football here. Second quarter brought to you by the Bowie Racing Club, and our live coverage brought to you all day by the good folk at Harvey Norman. We'll be back in just a few moments' time to bring you a wrap-up of the first half and then all the second half action.
It's the Gippsland League top 5 for round 9. Kicking us off at number 1, Braden McCary here from Barnsdale. Started with the footy on the outside of 50 and went into the contest. He follows all the way up, gets front and centre here, receives the handball, and then snaps it on the tight angle, kicking a great goal.
Trying to be a teammate. McCary from the pocket has kicked an absolute blinder. If you don't mind, the Zambraro goal today is done and dusted.
Coming in at number 2, it's Cooper Harvey here from Barnsdale. Rain is absolutely pelting down, tough conditions for footy. He swoops in, picks it up like it's dry, kicks it around the corner and scores a great goal.
Not tell me they've made it. I reckon they have. It could be Cooper Harvey who made something out of nothing. Raspberry Jam out of Pink Poo, and Bensdale have hit the scoreboard again.
Number 3, just a little bit of class here from Jaron Makepeace. Tough contest here, spills out, scoops it up, tucked against the boundary, check side if you don't mind. Threading the needle and kicking a great goal. Number 4, it's Jack Hume here from Leon Gatha. Goes the old 1-2 in the middle of the ground, sprints away from the pack, then unloads on the edge of 50, going all the way home. Number 5 is Jensen Garnham here. As easy as you like in the ruck contest, gets it, snaps it, finishes it. He had 8 goals this afternoon. What a fantastic effort by Jensen.
we just witnessed 5 separate games of Oz kick as well. So hats off to whoever organised that, because that is great to see for local footy.
It is indeed. Have we found our man Hobbs back out on the park yet, or have we not seen him still?
Right now?
No, I still
not
can't
on the
see
ground.
Yeah, you'd think if he was going to be right to go, he'd be right to go to start the third quarter after a half-time break. And that's not a bad tackle down there. Put that on the stat sheet, Paul Carter. Mum's just grabbed the little runaway and turned him upside down. Didn't take him to ground, so it's not a sling. But that might be the last of them to leave the ground, and we'll get things underway here. Courtesy of McDonald's Gippsland, with the scoreboard reads at half-time. Drouin 9-4, 58. Warragul 6-3, 39. Both sides very accurate. Drouin with a few more in the left-hand column, which is what matters. Papley into the middle here for Drouin, and the ball goes up, and Smart wins the tap like he's done just about all day. Goes down there towards Caleb Quirk, and Caleb Quirk's been taken high, and he'll get the free kick, and he's got the opportunity to come out in this direction, and he does, and finds Will Papley on centre wing. Will says he played on before I played on, and the man on the mark, and the umpire says, why don't you all just both play on? And that's exactly what he does. And he finds Masterson from the defensive side, marking cross half-back. He gets a little handball off there, and they kick the ball up towards Jinx. Jinx marks on centre wing. He goes wider again. They're building here, Warragul. Kick goes into the leading forward, and it's cut off down there. Mark not quite completed, but that'll do, Drew, and they get it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in box.
Yeah, it was great intercept there. So I just couldn't pick up who the Drouin player was, but Masterson's intercept mark here for Warragul when Drouin looked dangerous early was brilliant, and just went a little bit unnoticed. Throw-in comes through. Johnson and Smart. Smart wins the ball out of the pack, goes inside to McLean. Ball then won out there by Drouin, and it's Quirk. Aiden Quirk has picked it up. Gets the ball inside. Warragul actually stole the ball back, kicked the ball inside 50, but it's all Drouin at the moment. And it's been marked, and marked well inside their defensive 50. They play on immediately. Marked there by Quirk, and that's Ryan Quirk. So Ryan Quirk, deep inside his defensive 50 for Drouin. Pushes the ball inside, and there's a little short kick again to another Quirk. And this time it's Kai Quirk. They're everywhere, these Quirks. Another little chip kick to, again, guess who? Quirk. We've got Ryan, he plays on, he banana kicks it around the corner, finds the ball outside. It took them 4 kicks to get outside the defensive 50 draw, but they're out. Kingy offers a lead in, he marks. They still only have only gained about 40 metres, and they've had 7 kicks. So Drouin, through Kingy, kicks the ball out wide. His kick wasn't great, so here's where they get hurt. On the rebound through, Lamb kicks the ball inside 50. Kick wasn't great, picked off there by the drawn opponent, and Warragul with a sloppy free kick. And it's going to go the way of Caleb Quirk. So Caleb Quirk, top of the arc here, defensive 50 for Drouin. Pushes the ball out wide, kicks down the line. Looking for Ed Morris, he couldn't mark. There for Warragul was Jake Hughes. He couldn't mark, gets the ball out quickly. A little chop kick in again, but it's again picked off there by Caleb Quirk. And he marks and plays on immediately.
And they've turned the ball over to Lucy in the middle of the ground. So he's about 75 metres out directly in front of the Warragul goal. There's a nest of Hawks in front of him, so he plays on laterally. There's a leading target out that way. It's Lamb. He gets both Dukes to the footy, but it's brought to ground. Picked up at ground level down there, really neat and tidy by the Drouin defenders, who just simply outnumber. And then they get the free kick as well. So they move the ball laterally, and they've done this really well throughout the course of the day. James McKellar ball in hand now. He flicks a little handball on there to Quirk. Quirk's got the leading Fleming coming at him. So he takes the mark up here in the half-back flank. So they're just taking the oxygen out of the game a little bit here. Again, the Drouin boys. Although that kick's dangerous. Jinx nearly gets there for Warragul. Kirk's ball's from behind. Ball comes back towards Fleming. He takes on 1, takes on 2, and then drops the footy red hot. And he's turned it over on the half-forward flank. Warragul take advantage and play on straight away. Mark taken out there by Casson. So Casson about 55 out on a 45-degree angle. Lamb into the pocket. He's laced him out and does not have to break stride, and he swallows that footy. Running at full tilt. It'll look like young Box Lucchino back in the days. And if he's anything like you, Box, he'll go back and slot this one as well.
Yeah, he's a dead-eye dick as well. I think he might be tested here with the distance as well, Beast. I'm not sure how he is with the foot.
The Beast, that was exactly the sort of delivery you were talking about just at half-time, to let Lamb run onto the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Just got to kick it to his advantage. He'll do the rest.
So Lamb, he'll kick from about 40 metres. He's pretty methodical with his run-up. Has a go. It hasn't actually even moved. Hasn't even actually made the distance there for Warragul. Drouin's there to mop it up, and they kill the ball, or they just kill the ball as well, and they get it behind.
Couple of false starts, but they got it through at the end.
And the first score of the third quarter on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Warragul 6-4-40, trailing by 18 points.
And Kingy plays on and kicks it right down the middle of the ground, which is good old 1980s footy. But they've turned it over there, and we'll have a stoppage 75 metres out directly in front of the Warragul goal. Beautiful left leg, and the mark was probably about an inch away from being completed, which would have seen Drouin off to the races, but nonetheless we've got a stoppage. And it's Smart that wins it down. Cotter goes in there and gets it. Gets one a little bit high, and the umpire says play on. Papley piles in, and the umpire's got no choice now other than to come in and toss it in the air.
I'm going to just quickly go around the grounds thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. In the AFL, it was a 1-point win to the guess who? The Pies. They snuck home again against North Melbourne.
So winning it from the clearance is Lucy. Thumps it to the top of the square. One-on-one forward of the footy. Smart can't complete the mark. Ball comes to ground and tapped over the boundary line cleverly enough. And that was really good defensive work down there by Charlie Bethune, and we'll have a toss it in 20 metres around from the Warragul goal pole.
And North Melbourne, after kicking 19 goals, 3 had a shot late and got it behind.
Wow.
So we bring this one back into play. Ball's there to be won at ground level. Warragul, quick hack kick forward, only as far as Cotter. He pops a handball over it into space there to Kingy. Advantages his left leg, but he's wrapped up in a tackle. Warragul look to turn the ball over, or at least keep it in their forward 50. The umpires pluck the free kick out, and it will go Drouin's way. So they'll release here from the half-back line. Generally, they've come across the face of goal here, but Warragul look to have cut that off pretty well. Good positioning there by Casson, although he can't cover them all. They do find that little inside kick to Ryan Quirk. Quirk now comes completely laterally. Oh, he's obviously got the mouldeds on and not the screw-ins there, Box. And William Brewer's taken a little tumble after taking the chesty in the back pocket.
It was pretty lucky there, Brewer. Plays on immediately. Looking out far wide. Mark taken on the chest there by James McKellar of Drouin. Little chip kick inside. Wasn't great. Put his teammate under pressure. Fair bit of pressure as well, because Warragul got the numbers at the minute. But there was Papley. Good little tackle there by Lucy. Was quick enough to get the handball out, and the kick was luckily, and it's found Aiden Quirk on the chest, wing side here, and it's going to be a 50.
Yeah, that's disappointing. Straight through the mark there was Brad Hedford. He just didn't have the awareness of what was going on around him. That's just, unfortunate for him.
Warragul had the first 7 inside 50s for this quarter for 1 rush behind. This is how things often happen, isn't it? Attack, get knocked back. Other team goes down and kicks a...
So Aiden Quirk comes in for goal for Drouin. Kicks it and kicks it wide.
Behind.
Kicks it really hard.
Not even that.
It's going to be out of bounds on the full. It's a top upright there of the point post. So a bit of a let-off there for the Warragul side, Scotty.
And you see that Luke Garner's run from centre half back to try and take that kick. And the umpire said, not a chance, young fella. Daniel Smart will be taking it whether you want him to or not. So Smart now will bring it in from next to the point post. He chips it to 50 looking for the big bro. He gives a contest, brings it to ground and then taps it over the back. Not quite able to get their hands on it was Levi Moore. Papley picks it up and gets stripped of it. Goes back in and lays a big tackle. Little hack kick forward off the ground there, and I might have thought we got a dropping the ball or push in the back and a high tackle. None of the above. Play on, out of bounds, will ball it in.
I've got a feeling that the boys might have just had a bit of a breather at half time, because the intensity I don't think is there from what it was in the first quarter and the first half. Nonetheless, they're still cracking in.
So right in front of the commentary box here at Drouin Rec Reserve. Ruckman go at it. Smart wins a tap again. Wallace, handball out. Stern, Mitch Smart. I don't know if that was a handball or not, but we'll give it a handball. Cotter's there for Drouin. Wallace, he's in there again. Papley gets a handball out. Then it's going to be wrapped up here. Looks like they're going after Cotter again. Hefford saw something he didn't like, and he went straight after Cotter. Ed Morris is there. The umpire said, I don't care what you guys are going to do. I'm going to give Smart the easiest tap out ever. Ball comes to ground. Ed Morris, his handball goes straight to Wallace of Warragul. Picked up there by the Warragul planet. Then with the umpire spent another free kick. It's a throw. And it's going to go to Drouin, and it's going to go to Kingy. So Kingy left foots it out. Kicks it to Morris, who kept running. Morris, who can still run as well. Goes inside 50. The kick's beautiful to Walmsley. He nearly didn't take the mark. Jack Hughes tried to claim the mark. The umpire said play on. Because you know why? Walmsley had about 3/4 of that. And I don't know what Hughes was thinking.
And the young fella wasn't shy there, Beast. You see him follow up with the tackle on the ground?
Yeah, he did. He got up. He bounced straight back up, as you'd expect from a young fella with a bit of energy.
Quick tap, Kirk round the corner, top of the square, bounces which way? Bounces the wrong way for Drouin, the right way for Warragul, and they can release here. And they find an outlet kick target here in Lucy. Lucy's got a runner he can dish the hands to, he ignores that initially. And now he goes by foot, and a lovely kick it is. He goes down the line there and finds Bailey Paul. Paul gets onto his trusty left leg, kicks to Lamb. Lamb gets a nice little tap out of the way there before he could get off the ground and try and take the mark. Ball spills out the back of the contest to Rasso, and he's wrapped up in a tackle and will have a stoppage 35 metres around from the Warragul goal. Good transition there by them, Box.
It was very good transition as well. One of the things that Warragul do not do as well as what Drouin do is that chip game. They're looking for that yardage as well. So kicking down the line, get the ball inside 50 to Lamb is what they're looking for as well.
So Drouin win the clearance now, and they come out here and find Kai Quirk. He switches play, and that's not a bad option. He goes out towards Hancock. Hancock in plenty of space. Looks for a little lead-up option, a little check lead that's not coming, so he plays on and goes long down the line. Puts the kick out there in front of a teammate who tries to run onto it in Sattington. He's wrapped up in a tackle, but he does well to keep the ball in the forward 50. Papley arrives, looks to try and shark a quick sneaky goal, stacks on the mill, and the umpire says no. He put the whistle to his mouth and then said play on, so play on they do. And Warragul now look to settle things down through Masterson. No real direction on the kick, it's just a wild punt. And luckily for him, it takes a right-hand bounce and goes out of bounds for a throw-in about 80 metres around from the Drouin goal.
It's a great kick for touchdown by Masterson as well. The bounce favoured him. The umpire didn't call the deliberate.
See the last two inside 50s for both Warragul and Drouin. The ball users going inside 50, particularly for the Drouin one, was Ed Morris and Jordan Kingy, two good users of the footy. And for Warragul, Lucy and Bailey Paul.
Smart got the tap down then through, gets him back inside Drouin's 50 again. Ball's picked up there quickly by Quirk. Looking at a 1-1-1 with Hancock and Hughes. Hancock won the body contest there, but didn't win the ball. Ball comes to ground. Great tackle there by Hughes. He's able to hold it up. Cause a stoppage there. Was very dangerous then too for Drouin.
Very aggressive with his tackling, Jake Hughes has been today.
Very good. So 5 metres out from the Drouin goal. Smart again. Taps it. Lucy. Quick kick. Ball's up in the air. Stern nearly marks it. The umpire's caught a block there against Aidan Quirk. Masterson comes in to remonstrate. There might have been a little bit more to it than that. It looked nearly like a tunnel, but we won't say it was, but it looked like it. Stern, kick out to Smart, to Lucy. Takes a bounce, covers a lot of ground, kicks the ball inside. No one there really in particular. The only one there is Sattington from Drouin. His kick's smothered, ball comes back inside. And we've got a throw in. 60 metres out from the Warragul goal. Good little bit of transition play there from Warragul then, Scotty.
Yeah, moved the ball well. They've Lucy on the half-back flank. They were able to get a bit of run and carry into his game, which we haven't seen, because every time he's touched the footy, he's been besieged. But we'll see how we go from this stoppage here, where it's the big boy to do the ruck work again. And Big Smart goes up and gets a tap down, puts it exactly where he wants to. There was no one there in a red and blue jumper to grab it, so it stacks on the mill, and we'll have a secondary stoppage.
Still haven't seen Todd Hobbs come onto the ground, so I'm almost calling that he's done for the day, guys.
So 75 metres out from the Warragul goal. They probably need the next one. This time they get a little bit of movement in their clearance, and the ball ends up in the hands of Lamb. He rocks and rolls and reels and then gets the ball into the forward 50. Not a lot of intent on the kick. It's just scrubbed along the ground, but that'll do at the moment. Any way they can get it forward will do. A little hack kick forward here, and Quirk will come in and intercept the mark. And this is where Drouin look to get pretty dangerous as a rule. The first short kick, the second short kick, and then they'll break things open. There's the first of them. And then Marshall says, here's the second of them, and he laces a teammate. He's actually overkicked that. He's put too much pepper on it for Max, and he couldn't complete the mark. And Warragul will probably be happy to have that stoppage there at the top of the 50-metre arc box.
Yeah, they do like the little chip game, don't they? And they like to keep control of the ball. They're just got to make sure that works every time. Smart wins a tap down again. Wrapped up there in a tackle.
Not saying I said it,
Was
but I
Matthew
did say
Cale.
earlier, Box, that I wonder when Jed Lamb was going to get in and insert himself earlier in the contest. He did in the second quarter, which I did miss, so thanks for that pickup. But he's also done it right now, and he's actually got his hands on the footy in these last few contests. Smart
wins a tap out. He gains another 10 or 15 metres for the Warragul side. They're desperately looking for a goal here. They've had plenty of the ball inside 50. They just haven't been efficient enough. So far this quarter, we've been playing 13 and a half minutes. Ball up here. Smart. This one goes to Johnson, to Quirk, to Marshall. His left foot kick inside of Patley. Great pick up there on the bounce. Beautiful. Half volley. Gets the ball on quickly, but his kick wasn't great. And Garner's there of Warragul. His quick little left foot out there looking for the coach of Lamb. He's in front, marks it on his chest. Still 70 metres out, plays it, centralises it as well. The kick was perfect. The mark wasn't as good there either by Bailey Paul. He could have been shuffled down. The umpire said play on. Hefford's left foot kick is an air ball, goes inside 50. Pack forms, no mark. Lamb's there for Warragul. Picks it up cleanly on his left foot. Goes inside. This could be a goal. And it isn't. It was skinny. Far side, it was a point. Tell you what, it was a goal. I would have done a pooper valve.
He would have been off to Zambreros for sure if that had gone through the big sticks, but nonetheless, the minor score, Paul Carter.
McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard has a 17-point lead to Drouin. They are 9-4-58 to Warragul 6-5 at 41.
Now, Kingy with the kick. In the last couple of times he's done this, he's gone long. This time he does exactly the same thing and lasers a pass out there to a teammate 60 metres up the field. Great grab, and now they've got numbers through the middle of the ground here. They find Max Williams, him in the pink boots. You want to be able to play if you're going to wear those ones out there. He gets onto his left leg, puts a little bit of oxygen onto this kick, but it's well weighted. Mark taken out there by Zane Atkins. He chips into the square, into the forward 50. Mark taken, yes, eventually paid.
Has to pay that.
Eventually paid, and this is a really big moment. This is your Morwell Club big moment right here. This is for all the better beer to give him a 4-goal lead here, Box, if he can go back and put this through the big sticks.
Yeah, he's been good all day, Hancock, hasn't he?
Yeah, his work rate then was just phenomenal. He worked from the other side of the ground, led into space into this pocket right near us, and he lines up. Let's see if he can finish off.
So Hancock, right behind him here. The kick is beautiful.
Beautiful.
The under-18 boys behind the goals loved that one as well. And a great finish there by Hancock. And it extends the lead here for Drouin.
Out to 23 points at the 16-minute mark of the third quarter on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. We have Drouin 10-4-64, leading Warragul 6-5, 41.
The heat's just gone out of this, hasn't it, slightly? Well, I believe it has anyway, but Warragul go forward, look dangerous, and then it just comes straight back down the other end. Drouin's work to go forward has just been really impressive today for me.
Well, they've changed their midfield mix up here a little bit. They've brought Rasso in. Warragul to try and inject a little bit of steel into the middle there, and it's a beautiful tap down again. They can't quite get their hands on that footy though, and it's Morris who does, and he flicks a handball off there to the Rowan and Kingy. You know this is going to be a good kick. It's over their heads, run the other way, boys, and that's exactly what Quirk does. He gets back there, stops on a 20-cent bit, snaps around the corner, and goes through for a minor score only, and that would have been a real big Zambreros contender right there, Box.
Definitely would have been as well, and again, Drouin off their half-back line. Kingy has been doing that all afternoon. Ed Morris has been fantastic for Drouin as well. Just found his mate there and got the ball quickly inside 50.
Drouin leading by 4 straight goals at the 17-minute mark of the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
So Stern brings it back in and finds Garner on the far half-back flank. He just steadies the ship a little bit here. Very stagnant in front of him, looks for any sort of movement. In the absence of that, kick to the big man. And it goes over the big man's head. Gets out the back there towards Lucy. He wins it and comes back via the hands, finds Kroll. Kroll pops a handball over the top, but they've turned it over. And they've turned it over to Kingy, and Kingy's turned it over to Lamb. And Jed Lamb here can get the ball moving. Warragul might be a chance to get that much-needed goal. He stabs a little pass in. Just a little fingertip of there breaks it up, but the bloke's good enough to pick it up on the rebound, snap around the corner, and it's a couple of good classy points at each end, but not the major score they were looking for.
10-5-65, Drouin leading by 23 points on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Warragul 6-6-42.
Delivery like that is when a good forward makes a midfielder look good, don't they, Box?
Yeah, they definitely do, mate. I did that a lot for my teammates over the years.
That's what I was referring to.
So it's Quirk, Ryan Quirk. Short little chip kick was good. Finds Ed Morris. It's been fantastic all day so far, Ed Morris for the Hawks. Just takes his time, gets the ball inside. They've done this all afternoon to Marshall. Marshall puts it out wide. Then a kick down the line here too, and it's Hancock on the lead again in front of Hughes. He's got plenty of teammates running forward, and one of them is Maxie Williams. Maxie Williams of Drouin ran hard to work hard for that ball, and the kick was just as good from Hancock. We find that Williams now is having a shot. He'll be 40 metres out, 45-degree angle here.
If the boots are anything to go by, Box, I reckon if he kicks this, we're in for a fair celebration too.
Going to be all up and about too. I reckon there might be a few boys over the fence that might fall over the fence and be that good.
I reckon lucky there's a net there, Box, because I reckon they're going to all fall into it.
So Williams' kick's not even good. We've given him the moz, and Lucy was there to mop up what we can only call a very, very poor kick. He comes out wide, finds Garner. This is where they're falling down a bit, Warragul too. Plays on, gets onto the right foot, his kick's a lot better out, and he finds his teammate in Matthew Cale. Matthew Cale, his kick just finds McLean. McLean was good enough to mark. The reason why I had troubles there with Cale, he's changed his number from pre-game, now it's to 14. So Mr. and Mrs. Cale, we found him. His kick inside. And that was Wallace, finds Kroll. Kroll quickly plays on, looking for Lamb. Lamb goes over the top, no one could mark. Ball's chopped out there by the Drouin defence, going to go back to Kroll. And they're going to play a little bit of kick to kick, Scotty.
Super catch manner from heaven, this one.
So Kroll, really not much to go to because Drouin's dropped a lot of numbers back. So kicks to the top of the square, hoping for the pack to fly. They did. Smart was there, he couldn't mark. Ball comes to ground, we're going to get a stoppage. 15 metres out, directly in front of the Warragul goal.
We need someone on the move here. We're looking for Garner. We're looking for Jinx. Someone to be on the toe. Take it off the hands of Big Smart. He gets a tap. Comes out wide. That's exactly what we're after. Ball doesn't sit for Lucy, though, and he's wrapped up in a tackle. I like the intent. So secondary stoppage. Still within 15, 18 metres of the Warragul goal. They need the next one. Smart tries to take it out of the air. Cotter sharks it. He's wrapped up in another big tackle. And he's pinged for holding the footy. He's pinged for holding the footy. And this right here will be a Morwell Bowling Club big moment because this could be a turning point if Warragul come back into this game. A free kick directly in front of goal from a ruck infringement. And Warragul with a chance to get a much-needed goal here in this third quarter. Not sure they've done too much damage to the McDonald scoreboard this third quarter so far, Paul.
3 behind to Warragul, 1 goal, 1 to Drouin.
So when they come for their first major of the quarter, the goal umpire does a little bit of skipping, but not too much to worry about. And it's gone through the big sticks, and that's a quality finish there from Isaac Wallace.
Yeah, something, would you say ruck infringement? Sorry, Scotty, I can't actually see that far out, mate, with this ball in front of me, but something out of nothing there for Warragul. They did need a goal. They were begging for a goal. They haven't done a lot, probably right, to give themselves a goal and earn a goal, but nonetheless, they've managed to get one this quarter. And that should make things a little bit more interesting now.
Margin 17 points. We've played 21 minutes into the third quarter. The McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Drouin 10-5-65, leading Warriors 7-6-48.
So it's Smart and Saddington. Smart, he's won it most of the day, he's done it again. Ball comes down to Aidan Quirk to Marshall. Marshall gets the ball inside 50 for Drouin. The pack forms, a big pack forms too. Hancock absolutely destroyed the pack. The umpire's found a free kick, and it's going to go against Hancock. Looked like he had all the momentum. In the end, Jake Hughes wins the free kick, gets the handball off to Masterson. Pushes the ball out wide. Long booming kick. Not really sure where he was going then. The kick was picked off there by Quirk. He comes inboard to Marshall again. Quirk's love going to Marshall. Marshall finds himself a lot of space throughout the afternoon. Mark, free kick, whatever it is. True centre of the oval here at Drouin Rec Reserve. Pushes the ball out wide to Quirk. That's Ryan. Short little kick inside to Fraser. Fraser marks. Could have gone inboard to Quirk. He opts not to. Goes inside 50 looking for Walmsley or Hancock. Pack forms. Masterson there. Gets the ball down to ground. Picked off there beautifully by Jeep McLeod. Ball was smothered. Quirk's there as well. Ball comes to ground. The umpire's let it go a fair bit. We're going to have a ball up. Forward pocket for Drouin. So danger signs here for Warragul if Drouin can score here while it's inside 50. So it's Hancock and Smart. Smart again. Gets the ball to ground. Picked off there by Cotter. He's quickly wrapped up. And it's another ball up inside. Forward 50 for Drouin. 5 metres out.
They look a lot better, Drouin, when they just take control of the footy and just chip inside 50 and hit up leading targets rather than just bombing it in, because they just really get nothing out of that.
So we're going to have another ball up. Our fifth one in about a minute. Cotter again at the bottom of the pack. So, Scotty, I'll see if you can get it out of here for me, mate.
Rightio, Smarty. Get your fist onto this one. Let's clear it out of the mess. Smart gets a tap down. Lucy first there. Drouin shark it. Handball there. Turnover at the top of the 50. And we're going to get a different type of stoppage this time. No, we're going to get a free kick.
Yeah, pushing the back.
And the free kick will go Drouin's way to Cotter. Gee, he's been bruised and battered today, Cotter, but he keeps going. He just keeps getting up and keeps going. He kicks us to a dangerous spot with a Stephen Kernahan type mongrel floating punt kick. Wrapped up in a big tackle there was Jack Fraser. Ball spills out. Handball, that's both hands in the middle of the back, and the umpire says no free kick. But he did spot the high contact. And that'll have the Warragul supporters up and about, and not in a positive way, I wouldn't think, Beast.
No, mate, absolutely not. That was a clear push in the back. We could see it from where we are. It's getting dark here, but not that dark that the umpire shouldn't be able to see that from about 2 metres away.
So Zane Atkins, the beneficiary of the free kick here. Back to the club after a little absence. And he's been put on his angle by 2 umpires. They've got the protractor out.
Kick from right on 50, but he's gone almost back to the centre circle for this.
So the DK Lilly style run up, he's flipping the ball around in his hands. He's going to lob at the top of the square, I reckon. He's gone right up next to the man on the mark, and he's put it to the top of the square. And the big smart man's gone up there and said, I'll take that footy. That was a lot of build-up for not a lot of excitement. And then Smarty kicks it back out here, and he's going to see the ball come straight back in, you would suspect, although no, it's been turned over here. And really good pick-up and effort there by Wallace. He hacks the ball forward. Good use of the body there to try and turn his opponent inside out by Bailey Paul. He hacks the ball forward but can't get enough traction on the kick. And there's a stoppage here right in front of the coach's box for Warragul. And the umpire storms in ready to toss it into the air. We're 25 gone and 65 plays 47. Drouin leading Warragul. And the umpire says, I'm going to come out this way, boys. And he tosses it in the air and Smart wins the tap. Ball goes out there in the direction of Wallace. He can't get clear hands on it. It goes over the boundary line for a throw-in. And I'm going to do the reverse limbo here, Box, and just lean all the way forward and see if I can see what's going on. So the umpire tosses it back in. Wallace gets it down. Beautifully little tap it was down 2 to Levi Moore. He flicks the handball off there to Jack Casson. Casson's kick goes to the leading forward. And Lamb comes out and takes the mark. And he'll go back with a shot on goal. There's whistles going off left, right and centre. But the all-important fact of the matter is that Lamb's got the ball 30 out directly in front.
My vision's struggling here, Scotty, but was that kick out in front of Jed Lamb? Yep.
And what it does, it puts the Drouin defence, we've got the siren going here now for 3/4 time. If you ever needed a coach's goal, this is the one they really, really wanted. They've had a lot of play inside 50 for not a lot of reward. So Lamb comes in to give Warragul that much-needed goal. The kick is beautiful. Goal umpire did not move. Every player is heading towards the coach because he's just kicked the goal for Warragul right on the 3/4 time siren. Just a much-needed goal that Warragul needed, Paul.
And that's a 11-point lead to Drouin at 3/4 time. The McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard is 10-5, 65 Drouin, and they are leading Warragul 8-6-54. The scoreboard's got 8-5, but it's 8-6-54.
And that ends an enthralling 3rd quarter here, thanks to McDonald's Gippsland. And we just wonder whether that Jed Lamb goal might yet be the Morwell Bowling Club better be a big moment, because that's a big goal from the coach. Gets his side back within 2 straight kicks as he heads towards the last quarter. And we'll be back in just a few moments to bring you all that last quarter action, thanks to Harvey Norman and Gippsland Mowers.
Beautiful, thanks. All 14. I got me multi. By 1.
It's the Gippsland League top 5 for round 9. Kicking us off at number 1, Braden McCary here from Barnsdale. Started with the footy on the outside of 50. It went into the contest. He follows all the way up, gets front and centre here, receives the handball, and then snaps it on the tight angle, kicking a great goal.
Trying to be a teammate. McCary from the pocket has kicked an absolute blinder. If you don't mind, the Zambrero goal today is done and dusted.
Coming in at number 2, it's Cooper Harvey here from Barnsdale. Rain is absolutely pelting down. Tough conditions for footy. He swoops in, picks it up like it's dry, kicks it around the corner and scores a great goal.
Not tell me they've made it. I reckon they have. It could be Cooper Harvey who made something out of nothing. Raspberry Jam out of Pink Poo, and Bensdale have hit the scoreboard again.
Number 3, just a little bit of class here from Jaron Makepeace. Tough contest here, spills out, scoops it up, tucked against the boundary, check side if you don't mind. threading the needle and kicking a great goal. Number 4, it's Jack Hume here from Leon Gatha. Goes the old 1-2 in the middle of the ground, sprints away from the pack, then unloads on the edge of 50, going all the way home. Number 5 is Jensen Garnham here. As easy as you like in the ruck contest. Gets it, snaps it, finishes it. He had 8 goals this afternoon. What a fantastic effort by Jensen.
Jared Marshall, we've got Jack Lucy on 27, Isaac Wallace on 16.
Now, I don't want to put you on the spot, Paul, but has Smart gone 18, 19, 20?
He has got 18, 19, 20, so what's the odds on 21 this quarter?
Well. You've asked the right couple of guys, I reckon, in my inbox here. You want to talk about that? But anyway, we've got the last quarter here. 11 points in it. 11 crucial points. Drouin lead, Warragul by. Season on the line stuff here for the goals. We've got a nice big crowd here making their way off the ground. A little bit of darkness coming over. You might have to take the sunglasses off, I would suspect, and have a look at this one through the clear lenses, because it's getting a little bit dark here, Beef.
Absolutely, it is there, Scotty. The lights are on here at Drouin, so let's see how this all unfolds. But just for me, quickly, I think the only way Warragul win this is they go quick. They've got to make the most of the opportunities when they go forward. Go quick inside forward, get it to the likes of Lamb and Bailey Paul sitting down there in the forward line. For Drouin, I think they're going to win this game by just maintaining possession, chip through, short little kicks, and they've been good when they go inside 50. So I think that's probably where they're going to stack up in this last quarter.
My quarterly ladders favoured Drouin for the last quarters. They've won a few more than Warragul. Each game's a different game.
So here we go, get things underway for Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland. Last quarter action. Smart wins the tap down. Sharked out in the middle there by Papley of Drouin though, and he hacks the ball forward. Looks in the Morris direction, but it ends up with Quirk. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Ball comes back to Morris by hand. He flicks it over the top to the other Quirk. Could this be the dream start for Drouin? I tell you what, they're 30 seconds in and they've put one through the big sticks. Great goal to Aidan Quirk to get things underway here. And that's a Zambreros contender if I've ever seen one.
Just another Quirk doing his thing out there. Lucky we called the right one. But Aidan Quirk, as we know, goal kicker for Drouin, so steps up when he gets his moment and extends their lead, Drouin.
The Harvey Norman computer scoreboard sees Drouin's lead out to 17 points, and that took 22 seconds, that goal. And it's 11-5-71 Drouin, Warragul 8-6-54.
Righto, Box, see if you can match that. You've got 22 seconds to do something that exciting.
Well, we just get your breath back there, mate, because that happened pretty quick. What a start there by Drouin. So we were wondering how they're going to get out of the blocks as well. And that's how they did it. Smart. And Johnson Smart wins it down again. Wallace there for Warragul. Quick handball out wide to Garner. His kick inside. Looking for Paul. Only to be chopped off there. What a beautiful mark too by James McCallum of Drouin. He was the meat in the sandwich then too. And he found the ball clunking in his arms as well. So it was a really good save there for the Drouin side. Kick inside. Great kick too. And he finds Tommy Johnson. Johnson left foot inside to Kingy. Another left footer. He's been great all afternoon for the Hawks, Kingy. Weighs up his options, puts the ball out wide, gives it back to McCullough, the actual giver, the original giver. He marks on his chest. Goes inside, Morris gives him a lead. It's a good little kick then too, chopped off there nearly then too by Hughes. He couldn't, Lucy's there for Warragul. Back to McLean, kicked out looking for Smart, he couldn't mark. Back to McCullough, had on a string for the last 30 seconds. His kick wasn't great again. Ball hits the deck. Hughes is there for Warragul. Ball comes out wide to Wallace. Little rubber kick there along the ground then too. Was picked up there by Garner. His kick inside. Great mark. He was put under the ball there by Casson. But we find that the William Brewer's taken a great mark. He finds Quirk inside the middle of the ground, Scotty.
And Quirk goes laterally as he's tended to do all day, and he finds a teammate out there in plenty of space in Zane Atkins. He chips one down the line. Marshall marks. He runs to 60. He chips the ball to the leading forward. They've all fallen over, and Masterson stands out the back for Warragul. His handball can't find a target though. Ball still active down here for Drouin. They can seal this one nice and early. It dribbles, it bounces, and it's hit the post. We've got our second doink of the day. Minor score to Drouin.
3 straight goals, the difference now at the 3-minute mark of the final quarter. Harvey Norman computer scoreboard, 11-6-72 Drouin, 8-6-54 Warragul.
So Smart of Warragul marks the kick out. His kick put his teammate under a lot of pressure. He couldn't mark. Ball comes to ground. Smart's there to support. Tries to tap it forward. Papley picks it up. Goes out wide to Johnson. Johnson on his left foot kicks the ball inside 50. Couldn't be marked. Picked up there again, following up his crumbs then too, but well tackled by Stern of Warragul. And we've got a ball up inside Drouin's 50, 40 metres out. A lot of errors then from the Warragul sides, cost them again. So Smart again, left hand down to Lucy. Quick chop out kick. Jinx is there for Warragul.
You've got to give it to her. She's got the
uses his body well, Jinx, to get the ball forward. Only then to be picked off then by Atkins. Then now Jinx again, picks it off. Kicks the ball forward. It's a one-on-one with Lamb. Lamb wins out against Bouthane. He's got no one to give it to at all. Plays on immediately. Open goal square. Kick wasn't great. The ball's going to sit up, and it does for Atkins. He's got plenty of time still. Kroll comes in. Oh, it was Paul to give pressure. Ball was intercepted then as well. Great tackle. Jinx. He's been in everything in the last 30 seconds.
Probably expect a little bit better from Jed Lamb there with his experience. He had absolutely nothing about 30 out from goal, and he's just tried to go back from about 65 metres and try and spear one through the goals.
So the ball up inside 50. Atkins again. Chops the ball out to get it out of that danger zone, and he does. We've got another throw in.
The clock ticks by to 4.5 minutes or thereabouts, and it favours only the home side. They're going to be quite happy to see the ball far side of the ground, stoppage after stoppage, and take these 4 points. They currently lead 72-54 on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. They get the ball out the back of the contest here to Papley. He puts it under the arm. He has 2. He has 3 bounces. Have a fourth and kick the goal. No, he goes from 55. Long shot. Which way will it bounce? Minor score. He could have had 2 sombreros for that goal if that one had gone through. Minor score only though.
19-point lead on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. 11-7-73 Drouin. Warragul 8-6-54.
So Warragul will bring this one in. They're going to go far side of the ground through Garner onto his left leg. He kicks it as far as he can. The big man's one-on-one. Smart v Johnson. He gets over the back of both of them. Smart gets a hand on it, but he takes it over the boundary line for a throw in about 80 metres from the Warragul goal, but crucially it's about 4 kicks from 80 metres from the Drouin goal, but crucially it's about 4 kicks from the Warragul goal, and that's where Big Smarty wants it. So the umpire tosses it back in. Johnson almost wins that tap, comes to ground level. Papley hacks it forward. Dangerous areas here. Forward 50, another stoppage. Time keeps ticking. Drouin keeps smiling, Box.
They do. Papley's had a bit of a purple patch here in the start of this.
Yeah, 4 disposals and 3 clearances. Yep.
So he's been in everything so far, and that could have been definitely the Zambrera goal of the day. Mark it down. I would have written it on the certificate as well. It would have been done. Smart gets the ball down. Chopped off there by Ed Morris. He snapped around the corner. We've had another one, another doink, as you call it. And we've got another point there to the Drouin side.
11-8-74. It's a 20-point lead to Drouin. Warragul 8-6-54. The Harvey Norman computer score with 6 minutes played.
Lucy, he plays on. Gets the ball receiver again through. Kicks down the line. Hits the centre half forward where Lamb's got 2 to beat. Jinx is there for Warragul. Bluthane gets the quick kick out. Little torpedo, but Masterson's there for Warragul. Could have won himself a free kick. The umpire said play on. Comes out wide. Jake Hughes is there in support. I think it's going to be downfield, and it is. No, it's going to be holding. It's against Kingy. Goes to Raso. And Raso weighs up his options, goes inboard, finds Casson wheels around on his left foot. Kick's not great again. And Warragul going to be ruining these mistakes going inside 50. Where Atkins plays on, gets on that right foot, finds Fraser in the middle of the ground. Fraser quickly plays on. He's got a loose man out wide, and it's Marshall. Runs inside 40 to 40 and kicks it straight over the goal umpire's head. Great transition footy there from Drouin. And it's just about locked the gate too for me, Beast, because that build-up from a mistaken turnover from Warragul may cost them the game.
Well, that goal was just Bruin box, wasn't it? They had a couple of missed opportunities prior to that, and they were always going to go forward and kick that goal. That kick from Jack Casson to centre half forward, I'm not sure what they were trying to do there. He's just swung around on his left and just smacked it on the boot. There was not a Warragul player within 15 metres of that ball.
Match high, 26-point lead to Drouin. 7-minute mark of the final quarter. The Harvey Norman computer scoreboard has Drouin at 12-8-80. Warragul still on their 3-quarter time score of 8-6-54.
Loves the last quarter goal, Marshall, especially against Warragul. Couple last time, one this time. And he might have done the exact same thing here and guaranteed his side the win. So it'll be Johnston up against Smart. Smart gets a tap, gets out the back of the initial contest. Quirk goes back there, can't take it cleanly. Wallace taken high, but the umpire blindsided, won't see that.
Nah, they've got it off the ball.
Off the ball, umpire.
The non-officiating umpire could see it. So he goes long on that left leg. Lamb's got 3 to climb over to get to the footy. He brings it to ground. Smart, the ruckman, does the roving. Not quite clean enough. Drouin win it. Hack kick forward, and it finds Aidan Quirk. Umpire says play on, it wasn't 15, so he says, I'll play on, don't mind me. He finds a teammate. Atkins uses his face instead of his hands to try and mark it. Actually, it wasn't Atkins, it was Johnson. Casson goes back in. He wins the footy there. He gets it to Rasso. Rasso comes out wide here to Wallace. Wallace on the left leg. And there is 4 players around the footy. None of them wearing red and blue jumpers. They raffle it. And the winner was number 13, Zane Atkins. His kick wasn't great either, but it's not going to cost them too much because we'll get a stoppage of the boundary throw-in.
4 times they've gone inside 50 and 4 times they've just bombed it aimlessly.
I did say before the start of this quarter they're going to have to go quick and get it inside 50, but I don't think I meant like that.
So we've got a throw in here. It's Smart against Johnson. Big punch forward by Smart. Morris is there. Got pushed off the ball by Wallace. The umpire found it. Got a free kick inside 50 again. So Warragul really turning the ball over here at the minute. So they get the ball inside, but the decision making hasn't been great. It's Atkins actually. It wasn't Morris. Great kick, a good mark too. It wasn't paid. Umpire says he's caught it and just let it go. And we're going to have a ball up now. Bit of a stalemate then. I thought the mark was taken then too by Luke Garner. We've got a stoppage. 60 out from the Warragul goal. They haven't needed a goal. This is the time they need it. Smart again. Wins the ball forward. Picked off there by Morris this time. Marshall. Gets it over to Aidan Quirk. Marshall again. Gets it around the body. Not far enough though too, but Ed Morris is good enough to get it. Goes over to Kingy. They've called that a fair bit this afternoon. Back to Morris. Morris, beautiful blind turn then again. Gets it back inside. It's a bit of a rat race here at the moment, but they're working it pretty hard. Jed McLeod of Drouin gets the ball inside 50. Long high kick. It was 2-on-1. It could have been a free kick then too to Masterson, but the umpire played the decision to make it play on. And we've got a boundary throwing inside Drouin's 50 again.
Lay
Been
down
dangerous.
the ground. Sorry, mate. He did lay on the ground for a bit there, Marston, so he might have just copped a nice little knock.
We did get a decent one earlier, and the umpire will throw this one back into play. Smart, he must be sick of winning the tap and not the clearance, but this time they've managed to do both, and they get the ball up towards centre wing. Good contest there, sees the ball come to ground. Little Jinx picks it up, he ducks his head, turns the footy over with a lazy handball, and Drouin defence into attack. Masterson can't take the one-handed mark, probably being held onto and was. And the umpire says have the free kick, and it's much needed to Warragul. And they play on, and they switch, but it doesn't seem a switch with great intent to me. It seems more like switch and hope, and Papley gets a fist on it and breaks up any chance of Warragul turning defence into attack. So they play on up towards centre wing here. Jinx flies from behind, brings the ball to ground against Johnson. Smart gets in underneath, does a good work at ground level. Just always one player too many around for Drouin, and they get the ball this time through, well, I was going to say Cale, but it's not Cale because he's wearing 14. Nonetheless, they've got it up into their half-forward line again where Aidan Quirk's taking the mark. And he'll go back and look for his second goal of the quarter. And if it's not already, stick the fork in me time, Jerry. This will be it. So he's going to kick the best part of 49 metres on a 45-degree angle. Box shakes his head. He said he's no chance. Quirk goes thump. Quirk goes thump. And Quirk goes bang straight over the goal umpire's hat, puts it into the net about halfway up and says, Box, what do you know? The Drouin boys are home.
I was just shaking the fly off my forehead.
Oh, well, that's a fantastic effort from Aidan Quirk there, I believe it was. Just to go back and absolutely thump. That's gone straight. The goal umpire did not move.
He had no right to kick that before we go to Paul. He's 50 out. We've been playing a big, tough footy. And he's just put it over he's put it goalpost height as well, Paul.
32-point lead. It might be a bridge too far for the Warragul team that hasn't kicked a thing this quarter. The Harvey Norman computer scoreboard, Drouin 13-8-86, Warragul 8-6-54.
Smart, Sannington, Smart again, gets the ball down, Hefford, wrapped up in a tackle there. Goes in again, that was McLean, he's been caught high. It's actually not McLean, it's the Lamb. Lamb's there. Gets the ball off quickly, looking for Jinx. Why they're looking for the smallest bloke on the ground, I don't know. But Atkins again wins another possession this quarter. Puts the ball out wide. The kick wasn't great. McLean could have been. Yep, McLean did give away a free kick to Ed Morris.
Lucy.
So, it was Lucy. So Ed Morris, I think, has been an absolute star today for the Drouin side. He's just going to slow the game up a little bit as well. Just chips the ball around again. I'll keep winning possession. Johnson marks on the wing. Weighs up his options. They've done this all afternoon. They've done it very well. Chips it inside. Great kick too. And it's marked there by Quirk. Kai Quirk looms around. Kicks the ball inside. 50 to a one-on-one. It's Masterson. Great. Got his hand to it. Should never have, but he did. Ball comes out wide. Lamb. Long handball. Receives it back. Kicks the ball inside. The kick wasn't great again. Turnover, picked off there by Morris. He's wrapped up by two Warragul opponents. And we're going to have a ball up 60 metres out from the Drouin goals. And it's starting to really slip away now from Warragul.
Yeah, 14 minutes played in the last quarter, and the boys have started to unpack they've unpacked the couch and the umbrella, and they're starting to head home. They've seen enough. But nonetheless, we've still got 10 minutes of footy here to play, and Cotter will go in there and get himself another possession shortly, you would suspect. Warragul win this stoppage, though. Papley now sharks it across the half-back line, tries to keep it in play, but can't, and we'll have a repeat stoppage on the far side of the ground. And it looks like a mass exodus here, Paul. There's people walking to their cars left, right and centre.
I think the ones wearing maroon and gold are staying for the show, though.
So the ball gets tossed back in. Smart wins the tap out the back. They can't win the clearance. They can this time, though, however, through Rasso. Rasso's kick smothered, ends up in the hands of Hefford. He finds Lamb. Lamb finds Garner. They go long down the line, and the easiest of marks taken in defence there. And they'll switch play here as they've done all day, Drouin.
The cavalry from behind the goal, Scotty, are all heading to the far end of the ground. Same end Drouin are kicking to, so I think they're just going to wheel the boys home.
So Atkins still inside his defensive 50. Finds young Saddington on his left. Kicks it inboard. Great kick too. And it was marked there by Jeb McLeod. So they're doing what they want at the moment, Drouin. He's been instructed to slow it down a little bit. Goes long. Really long as well. Looking for Hancock. He couldn't mark. Ball comes to ground. Garner's there for Warragul. Picked off there by Kale. Masterson tackled as well. Hancock goes in again. Lucy's there for Warragul. Handball over the top, finds Kale. Tries to fend off it, he does. McLeod kicks down the line. Paul's there for Warragul. Sorry, it was Kroll. A great spoil then too by William Brewer. And we've got a throw in right in front of the Drouin's coach's box here at Drouin Rec Reserve, where Drouin has got great control of this game at the moment. They lead by 32 points. So Smart wins it again, comes to ground, only as far as Levi Moore. The chop kicked in there, couldn't be marked there by Kingy. He's got help from McKellar, but good enough was Stern to smother the handball. And we've got another throw in.
This is reminiscent of your days at Rosedale box. The crowd's just gone to the other end.
They just keep following.
Keep following box from one end to the other.
As they did.
Let's see if we can get the ball down there and watch the boys celebrate.
Smart's now had 70 hit-outs.
Half-back flank, tossed in. Make that 71. No, we won't actually give him that one, but they're going to win the stoppage through Lamb. He picks the footy up, gets back onto his right leg. Plenty of time and poise. Laces out a pass. Bang, straight down the throat. Now, that's a good mark taken there by Bailey Paul. He rocks and rolls onto his left leg, drops the footy, picks it up and recovers. Has a flying shot on goal. 4v1 in the square, and one's going to win it.
It was downfield as well too, Scotty.
Don't take the mark off him. That was a good clunk amongst the crowd. But anyway, he's got the ball in the goal square. He can go back and have a shot on goal here. I think that's Isaac Wallace. Been serviceable and deserves a goal, but it's probably a little bit too late for the Warragul boys.
We're 17 minutes into the final quarter now, and that's Warragul's first score of the term. They are 9-6-60 on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. Still 26 points in arrears of Drouin, who are 13-8-86.
It's the best look they've had going forward to this whole last quarter, and look who's involved. Jed Lamb off to Bailey Paul. I would be curious to see, though, at the end of the game, Paul, what the stats are with the ruck taps versus the clearances, because he's had his hands on the ball a lot, but I haven't seen Warragul get too many clearances. That's
right, yeah. Hit-outs to advantage are another saddle together, aren't they?
So Smart and Johnson Hale have been all afternoon. Smart again gets it down. Cotter, quick handball, chopped off there by Raso. The umpire's found a free kick. It's going back to Cotter. And as we've seen all afternoon, Hefford, Cotter, now there's a few of the boys have come back in. Keep an eye on that one there. And now the umpire's going to reverse it. No, he's not. He's going to give it 50 for too high against a Warragul player. And hopefully it's not Lamb, but it could be because he's right in the middle of it. And they're remonstrating with him and actually letting him know and say thank you very much, but we've got the ball inside 50 now for what could be a certain goal. So we've seen it all afternoon, haven't we, team? There's a fair bit of niggle in this game, and it's still going right now. We're just about hit the 20-minute mark of this last quarter.
I mean, the game's done, Box, but it's not worth it, is it? Like they basically set the scene from the outset, the umpires.
So Cotter, from a 50-metre penalty from the middle of the ground, comes in, head over the ball, his kick's great. The supporters are behind the crowd because of that very reason. They're cheering because they've just about won this game on its head. And Cotter kicks another goal to really stick the knife in right now.
Yeah, just to rub salt in the wound for Warragul there. Silly free kick. The umpires have been playing them all day. They've continued to go in and remonstrate, and results in a goal for Drouin.
And the margin back to 32 points, which is a match high at the 19-minute mark of the final quarter. The Harvey Norman computer scoreboard, Drouin 14-8-92, Warragul 9-6-60.
I just wonder if Mitch Smart, Big Smarty, might tap this ball straight to Cotter intentionally, even though he's in the opposition, just to see what takes off, because they've got a Series B and they're boning about the young boy. He's been fantastic today. He's got to be a candidate for the Isuzu Best on Ground. Big Smart gets cleaned up in the ruck though, and Johnston wins it and hacks it forward. Drouin go forward again. Quirk and half forward, picks it up. Can't quite get a release handball initially. Now he can. Gets the ball out. Marshall's in there. He's wrapped up in a big tackle and put in a headlock. That's borderline DDT material right there. Plenty of feeling in this, even if the scoreboard says the game's done and dusted. So we'll have a ball up. Forward flank favouring the Drouin end. Smart wins his tap. Cotter tackled without it. The umpire sees it. And Cotter will take the free kick. No remonstrations this time. They don't want to give away another 50 and another goal.
He's definitely upset the crowd out there, hasn't he, Mitch Cotter?
So he chips a little pass in there. Marshall gets it. He's 75 out. Is he going to go back and pretend to take the 30 seconds? He's going to have a shot here? No, the umpire says, I'm not falling for that trick. Play on. He does into the forward pocket. And a beautiful little low-level mark there, a little skidding mark taken in the forward pocket. to have another shot on goal here for the Drouin boys. And you wouldn't believe it, I'm about 4 bricks away from being able to see who that is, Box.
Yeah, I can't see who it is at the moment.
Oh, Beast has got his head out the window. Here we go.
It's Ed Morris.
Ed Morris. Well, there wouldn't be many in the ground. You'd actually back to kick it from here. Ed Morris from here, side unseen. I'm watching the goal umpire only. And I'm going to call it a goal off Ed's boot. So the goal umpire gets into position. The goal umpire does not deviate 1 inch, and Ed's gone bang from the boundary. And that is cream on a really big bit of cake here for the Drouin boys.
I reckon he might be doing a lot of practice with them ones during the week, because he's kicked the exact same one from the other end of the ground in that pocket as well.
And it's now 38 points, the lead for the Drouin team. We're at the 21-minute mark of the final quarter. The Harvey Norman computer scoreboard has the Hawks at 15-8-98. Warragul 9-6-60.
Yep, he'd have to be a contender, wouldn't he?
He definitely has, and he kicked that goal in that first quarter as well, around the corner too. So he's had a great afternoon, and Morris has been rewarded with a couple of goals as well. But you could just tell by the body language, every Drouin play went down and said well done, and they've all ran back to position. So Johnson, smart, not this time. Lucy, he's wrapped up by Marshall. And we're going to get another ball up directly in the middle of the ground. So Drouin have got a very healthy lead here. Smart, we'll give that one to Johnson. Marshall puts a tackle on again. And we're going to get another ball up. So Lamb in the middle of the ground, just trying to give the Warragul boys just a little bit more lift, but I think it's a little bit too late. Smart, big tap down. Picked up there by Williams, gets it to Cotter. Cotter turns it around and gets it inside his 50 at the top of the arc. Ball couldn't be marked there either. Ball comes to ground. It was Stern. Wraps up his Drouin opponent. We're going to get a ball up right on the 50. Drouin end. So Smart again. Another tap out. Ball comes to ground. Cotter's there again. Hefford. Both from the bottom of the pack. And we're going to get another ball up. So we'll give Smart an opportunity to get to 100 tap outs the way we're going.
See Ed Morris and Jordan Kingy both come to the bench, have a well-deserved break.
So the ball comes to ground, picked up there by Cale, but the umpire's found a free kick way down. It's a non-officiating umpire again, who's inside Drouin's forward 50, mind you.
Mitch Cotter again.
And it's Mitch Cotter. He must be a little rat bag out there at the moment, because he's getting every free kick that he can. He goes and pushes the ball out wide to Marshall.
So Marshall now 2 kicks from the Drouin goal. We tick near the 23-minute mark. This game's all but done. Marshall goes with a little short pass there like they've done all day. The Drouin boys just happy to hold on to the agate. Now they reel and kick to the leading forward. Boys come from everywhere. Garner gets his hands on it from Warragul. He steadies onto that left leg. Hacks a little kick out there to a teammate who's able to take hold of the mark. And that's a really good mark taken out there by Cale. So Cale now plays on. There's probably no one at centre half forward to kick it to, so he goes as far as he can. Oh, no, he's done well to get in front there. The Warragul boy, he's taken the grab.
Rasso.
So with Lamb on the ball, Rasso's got no Lamb in front of him, so he goes laterally. Mark taken on the wing. Umpire says, you're not getting a 50. Not only are you not getting a 50, you can play on Isaac Wallace, because I don't like you. So he plays on and kicks up to the half forward line. No one able to win the ball at ground level. There's a couple of quirks and a Cotter in there for Drouin. It stacks on the mill. We're nearly 24 minutes in. And I'd say the care factor out there is all but gone, Beast.
Yeah, I will just correct that. I don't know if the umpire doesn't like old Wallace out there, but we won't speculate, Scotty.
That was Quirk. Gets the ball out from the stoppage. Kicks long. 1-on-1. Not one there by Wallace this time. Gets a tackle through as well. So Rasso's there for Warragul. Overruns the ball. Ball comes to ground. 1-on-1. The umpire's found a free kick. And he goes to Warragul. It's quickly played on as well. Into Cale. He plays on, but he runs into a train. A little Drouin train. The umpire's going to actually pay. It could be a ball up. So there's a little bit of niggle again. Patley's in the middle of it. Cale's there as well.
That's the undercard box. There's nothing serious going on there.
At all. It definitely is. It's a featherweight. It was a featherweight decision in MMA.
Super lightweight, I reckon that might have been that one.
But it's Cale. Plays on immediately. Pushes the ball out wide, but his kick is absolutely terrible. He kicks it to the only Drouin player there with 3 Warragul players around him as well.
Story of the day for Warragul. Their disposal's been pretty ordinary, I must say.
Maxie Williams pushes the ball out wide. The kick was good. He had plenty of time out too, Atkins as well. And he pushes the ball out even wider again. Finds Quirk. He plays on, Kai Quirk. Little kick inside the centre half forward was good. And the kick was a fantastic kick as well. And he found William Brewer. So Brewer kicks the ball at the top of the arc, but only to be cut off there by Hefford. Hefford plays on, kicks the ball out, looking for Kroll. He marks it, and he does. He takes a great mark. Great contested mark right in front of Brewer. Plays it, chips it out wide. Kick was good, and he finds Levi Moore. So Moore chips it inside. They're playing a little bit of keepings off. Isaac Wallace marks in front of Quirk. Plays on to Lucy. Lucy kicks the ball inside 50. The kick's better. And he finds Smart just inside 50. Probably going to test his distance, and he doesn't even worry about it. He kicks inside looking for Lamb. He had 3 to beat. Ball's 1. Kicked out wide here. And Maxie Williams and Drouin.
So old fancy feet Williams with the pink shoes on takes the footy, and he goes forward there to find Quirk. A nice little check-up mark. He ignores a couple of short ones, just holds on to the footy. Now he takes one of those short options on, kicks it in there, finds his teammate in Shea Harvey. Harvey's got the option to go backwards, but he goes a little bit further down the line there and finds Williams. Williams got Quirk on laterally if he wants him. He holds on to the footy, the umpire says get a wriggle on, so he wriggles on. And he goes long left, and he goes long wide left. And it's out of bounds for a throw-in.
Looks like a strong mark taken by a Drouin player. There is.
Well, there you go. Not only a strong mark by a Drouin player, but by Tim Hancock. And he's played on and kicked the ball into the forward 50. Free kick's been paid. There's a free kick being paid and Cotter's in the vicinity. Do you just assume he's going to get it?
Guess who, though, for his second for the quarter?
Well. Marshall, 2 goals in the last quarter, eh?
You know what you do when you holler?
Exactly.
Get it,
right.
Marshall. No, I've got that joke.
Geez, that was good, mate.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm out of batteries. I can't get that joke.
A bit late in the day for that stuff. Though.
So Marshall comes in, 40 metres out, no angle to speak of. The cheer squad behind him. The boys on the couch. They get up as one. They love it. All of Drouin loves it. 27 minutes gone. Put a fork in it. We are done.
44 points the margin. Who would have thought? It was 11 at three-quarter time, and Drouin have now kicked 6 goals, 3 for this quarter to 1 goal to Warragul. And on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard, we have the Hawks at 16-8, 104, Warragul 9-6, 60.
So no one in the team picked Drouin at all?
Nope.
Let alone by 44 of the finest. What's a blowout? Where do we call it a blowout? 6 goals a blowout?
Definitely. I would have thought 4 goals would have been a blowout, considering that the fact that we thought they were going to win. So Smart gets the ball down. Wallace is there for Warragul, gets a great handball out to Raso. Kicks it inside 50, looking for Jack Hughes, and he takes a great mark. Great contested mark. It's probably the first time we've actually seen the ball come in quick. And to the right spot as well, Beast.
Maybe a late move that could have been done a lot earlier with Jake Hughes.
So Jake Hughes for Warragul. His kick didn't look great off the boot, but he's been rewarded with a goal, a late goal to Warragul as well. So they get into double figures now in goals. They're 10th for the afternoon.
Consolation, that one.
It definitely was, though, too. Paul?
Jake Hughes' goal takes Warragul to 10-6, 66. They are in 38 points in arrears of Warragul, who are 16-8, 104. And it's 28 and a half minutes gone, final quarter, and that's all on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard.
Jeez, I hope these lights kick in a little bit because it's getting dark out there. Getting dark.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, I'll walk you to the car later.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
So back in the middle we go. We've got the B graders in the middle now in the ruck. Warragul still managed to win it though. Can't quite get it at ground level. Quirk can. Umpire will just say advantage. No, he doesn't say advantage. He's called by a ball rather than high tackle.
29 minutes gone. I would just let that go.
Anyway, back in we go. Another ball up. World record pace for ball ups. It's been good. Wallace, he gets his hand on it again there for Warragul. Can't quite get it into space. Cotter at the bottom of the pack. Like an absolute terrier, isn't he? Bottom of everything, chases the footy. Beat up, pushed around, knocked down, gets back up again. Ball goes up, ball comes down. Who's got it? Hello, Cotter. Tackle to the ground. We've had 5 ball ups. The ball's travelled about 3 metres. This time it gets out the back. But that'll be the siren. That'll be the siren to end it all. It sees the home side Drouin run away. Very, very comfortable winners. 16-8, 104 up against Warragul, who trailed by just 11 points at three-quarter time, and they've gone down 10-6, 66. Huge last quarter there for the home side. Deserved winners, 2 Box.
Very much so too, Scotty, and not what we expected. It's 2 games in a row now that we've seen this weekend on Gippsland Live, where we thought that the underdogs probably didn't have much of a chance, and Drouin would have been definitely the underdogs today. And they've turned it on its head. So it looks like, look, the effort they put in, they've been rewarded for too. And we saw that with Sale yesterday, and we definitely have seen that today with the Drouin side beast.
Yeah, absolutely. They were clearly from the outset, they just wanted the ball more. They were in and under, they were tough, they were, they ran hard forward, they ran hard back. They were pretty impressive Drouin today, and we probably didn't expect this result, as clearly none of us tipped them. And we definitely didn't tip any of them by this sort of margin. So, yeah, disappointing result for Warragul, but hats off to Drouin today.
So there you have it, big winners, Drouin in their home ground, the Western Derby over and done with for another year, 16-8, 104, Warragul 10-6, 66, thanks to the Gippsland computer scoreboard. We'll be back in just a few moments' time to do all the post-game. Plenty of awards to give out. My favourite part of the day, the Zambrero's Goal of the Day box, that's my award. We love that award. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Beautiful. All right, so
How hungry are you two? Around them, Brady.
It's the Gippsland League top 5 for round 9. Kicking us off at number 1, Braden McCary here from Barnsdale. Started with the footy on the outside of 50. It went into the contest. He follows all the way up, gets front and centre here, receives the handball, and then snaps it on the tight angle, kicking a great goal.
Trying to be a teammate. McCary from the pocket has kicked an absolute blinder. If you don't mind, the Zambrero goal today is done and dusted.
Coming in at number 2, it's Cooper Harvey here from Barnsdale. Rain is absolutely pelting down, tough conditions for footy. He swoops in, picks it up like it's dry, kicks it around the corner and scores a great goal.
Don't tell me they've made it. I reckon they have. It could be Cooper Harvey who made something out of nothing. Raspberry Jam out of Pig Poo, and Bensdale hit the scoreboard again.
Number 3, just a little bit of class here from Jaron Makepeace. Tough contest here, spills out, scoops it up, tucked against the boundary, check side if you don't mind. Threading the needle and kicking a great goal. Number 4, it's Jack Hume here from Leon Gather. Goes the old 1-2 in the middle of the ground, sprints away from the pack, then unloads on the edge of 50, going all the way home. Number 5 is Jensen Garnham here. As easy as you like in the ruck contest, gets it, snaps it, finishes it. He had 8 goals this afternoon. What a fantastic effort by Jensen.